Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and it's your boys Mike and Mish, the Mike and Mish Show. Mission accomplished.
What's up?
Your spot for MMA and bare knuckle fight talk. What's going on, Mike?
I am having a wonderful day.
Tell
What
me
about you?
Tell me why you're having a wonderful day.
I'm having a wonderful day because yesterday I found out that I am on the top of the list for E7, baby. So, boom, 2 months.
Boom, take that.
You got a new E7.
Don't
Sergeant
you
first
want-
class.
Yo, don't you want to just shoot an email to all your high school teachers that told you that you'd never amount to nothing?
Fuck yeah.
It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. Now look at you. You went from
Yeah,
a
that's
schmuck
right.
in Cranston to a E7 just outside of Cranston.
Yep. I almost had to marry Freda Felcher. Now look at me.
Dude, that's awesome. Congratulations to you. It's funny
Thank
you
you,
say
thank
that, dude,
you.
because we have a bunch of first responders or former first responders on the show tonight. First up, we got Scott O'Shaughnessy. We got followed by Al Marro, who is the postmaster. I'm not sure if he really is a postmaster, but that's a service of that's a server of people.
Send it.
Yeah, send it. Then after him, Jeremiah Riggs, MMA veteran, reality TV guy, about to be a bare knuckle fighter, but he was also a Ranger, 1st Battalion, back in his Army days in the early 2000s. And then at the end of the show, we're gonna wrap it up with Ryan Jones, who was a Navy veteran. So it's kind of cool that we got a whole bunch of servicemen tonight. It's awesome. This is what we all about. Combat sports meets combat vets. Let's do this shit. Our first guest of the evening, Scott O'Shaughnessy, the Irish Spartan himself. He will be fighting Jared Warren January 29th in Jackson, Mississippi, BKFC Fight Night. Let's bring him on in and see what's up. What's up, Scott?
What's up, guys? How y'all doing?
What's up?
As you just heard, we're doing very well. Mike's about to get a bump up the ranks, man.
Congrats, man. That's awesome.
Hell yeah. Thank you.
You know,
Excited.
if they could have saw us 20 years ago, my man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's awesome, man. So last time we saw you, you were fresh off of fighting David Simpson and I believe Biloxi, Mississippi. Another victory for you then. You're on a 2-fight win streak to start your bare knuckle career here, and you're about to fight another really tough opponent in Jared Captain Deadpool Warren, January 26th. How excited are you about this, getting back in there?
Sure, I could be more excited, especially with, the opponent. Obviously, there's a lot of there's a lot on the line for the fight, between talking with the company and just, for myself as a person. I think this is a good test and a good challenge, and we're going to see what happens on January 29th.
It's your guys' weight class is really starting to pick up some steam, man. The 185 weight class. I mean, between Lorenzo holding the light heavyweight belt and Joe Riggs being around and yourself and Jared Warren and Josh Dyer and Zion and now Jomi's coming over. Holy smokes, dude. And then earlier on in that same night in Jackson coming up, you got Ryan Jones against Boss Hogg too. It's like there's a bunch of 185ers now. It's really cool to see how they're starting to really build up some of these weight classes.
Yeah, and as a fighter, I mean, that's exciting. That's all you really want, because the only time you really get the best out of yourself from as a fighter is when you get hungry by seeing those guys also in the division, because you want to be the alpha in it. And I think that's the good thing about it is like everybody in that division feels the same way about kind of themselves, so 2022 is going to be a big year, especially for the 85-pound division, and I could be more excited, dude.
I mean, you two are highly skilled fighters. You look great in your last fight against David Simpson. You basically dominated the first 3 rounds. I thought you might have put it into cruise control a little bit towards the end of the fight just to ride it out, but that gave David a chance to come back a little bit. And then you showed perseverance. You came back and you battled back and won the 5th round as well. So it was a really good display of your talents last time out. And Jared Warren himself, he showed perseverance himself because, Zion Tomlinson kind of gets shot out of a cannon every time he fights. When that fight started off, Zion did his thing, full speed ahead, and Jared weathered the storm and dropped him with that big left hand. So it's
that was a good one. I was actually I saw that one in Tampa live, and I was super impressed by Jared. Yeah. because like you said, Zion really came out pretty hard and he marked Jared up pretty quick, but he, in however long, a minute and some change, Jared's eyes shut, but the other guy's laying on the floor. So it just shows a lot about him, and I respect that.
No, in your fight against Simpson, did you get a broken nose? I can't remember. I know that you were leaking a lot when we were talking after the fight. You were leaking from your nose, but was it broken?
I don't know if it was broken. I mean, I know the doctor moved it around a little bit. I don't know if that means it's broken or not, but that shit hurt.
Yeah, that's cool though. You're about to fight for your third time in 10 months, man. Absolute warrior or Spartan, maybe.
That's it, dude.
Yeah.
Spartan, you like Spartacus, Crixus? Do you ever see that show, Spartacus?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Who do you think your fighting style's like? Who are you in that?
Crixus was pretty good.
He is.
But aside from the homoeroticism.
Yeah. There was a lot of there was an awful lot of dudity in that show.
I mean, it doesn't bother me none, but I mean, yeah.
What's funny is 2012-13 deployment that me and Mike were on, there was a USO tour that came around, and it was the whole cast of Spartacus that came through. And
that's awesome.
Met all the troops. Crixus, you know how he looks like jacked and like real big on TV? Like, I'm not a huge guy myself, but I'm a 205 pounder. I think he was about 2 inches, maybe an inch shorter than me, and probably like 20 pounds less than me, to be honest with you.
Kidding.
Yeah. I thought he was going to be
huge.
Yeah. It's something about TV, dude. I was like,
I've heard it adds some pounds. I don't know if it's true. It must be.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was very cool to see them. So Jackson, Mississippi, that's pretty close to Slidell, right? Like how far from home is that for you?
Yeah, like 2.5, 3 hours. It's not bad. It's not a bad little trip, so we plan on making it, the Thursday before, hanging out a little bit, weighing in Friday and doing some work Saturday and coming home.
Oh boy, look at this. We got Zion Tomlinson watching you right now.
He is.
I like Zion. I think he's going to be a big plug in the sport. He's so young, starting off in bare knuckle. I think he's going to be pretty damn good. He's already good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he is. And I feel like he's always online. He's always interacting. And people love that. People like to see interaction online, like to see you. And he likes to talk a lot of shit too, which is fun. It's always fun.
No, I like it. Don't bother me none.
No, yeah, Zion gets it, man. You got to be out there. You got to be active, especially, being 21 or 22 years old, whatever he is.
Crazy,
that's like his thing, man. Let me ask you your opinion on this. You say none of it doesn't bother you none, but do you pay attention to all the like the meme wars and all the trash talk that goes on in the bare knuckle community?
I read it, I read all the message boards and stuff. Yeah, I read it, it's not my thing. You know what I mean? I think it kind of, one thing I noticed, it's not really for the most part, there's a few. It's not really a lot of the fighters that get into it. It's just the people on the outside kind of looking in, trying to ride on some people's, coattails, so to speak, I think. Most of the fighters don't do it. The ones that do, I think they just have a tactic. They're trying to make themselves more of a brand on social media, but of course that's important. But, I think the way you perform inside that square circle is really what makes all the difference. And that's what I'm trying to focus everything on, as opposed to doing the other crap. There's a time and a place, just not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
Put him in a body bag.
Put him in a body bag. Yeah, man, I don't really like it either. I mean, a little bit of it here and there is fun. Like when Josh Burns and Sam Shoemaker were doing it, those were like light pokes at each other, little mean things. But when it starts to get real personal and they start saying real nasty shit, I fucking hate it, man. I get
selling a fight, but you look at a lot of it too. Like it shows during the fight. I mean, you look at kind of like it's not bare knuckle, but like when Colby Covington fought Usman after the fight, he's like, I was all selling the fight. Well, that's kind of chicken shit a little bit. You know what I mean? That's my take on it. I don't think you should say one thing and be about another, unless there's an agreement between the two, which happens also, but I'm not going to let somebody just do that to me, then slap my hand after like we're friends. I mean, it just, it rubs me the wrong way a little bit, but I get it.
Yeah. You don't play that shit.
Nope. Not a little bit.
Not even a little bit. Yeah.
None. Never.
Never, ever.
Ever.
Hey, but you know what? You never know. You never
Never, ever
know.
know.
That's a Jerky Boy shout out right there,
That's
man.
right.
That's right.
That's right.
Hey, so you posted something the other day that you said you have to be the strongest 185 pounder on the planet. Have you changed? Are you like getting more into like powerlifting, and focusing more on power or something like that, or is that just something you've always been into?
I've always been into it, but we're doing everything. Like we're pulling out no stops for this training camp. Like, working speed, working technique, but then on days working just sheer power, sheer explosiveness. And my coach Kenny Stevens, and he's just ripping me apart, but just building me up stronger. So yeah, that's always an emphasis. I do think when it comes to pound for pound, I mean, I'm a strong guy, and I'm just, I think that's something that we show and we work, and I think that's what I'll promote. I'll promote myself. I'm not going to tear somebody else down to do it, but that's just how I am.
Mike, it says here in the ad, you need bench work. Well, let me tell you something, pal. I'm pushing 350.
I'm your guy, okay?
Yeah. I'm good with the thighs and the back, too.
What do you think about that, Bob?
What that is, dude. I grew up on that crap, dude.
What do you say, Bob? What are you thinking,
Okay,
Bill? What do you say there, Bill?
That's awesome. I'm glad you.
What's up, Dad? Numb nuts.
Yeah, they
Hey,
call
what's
me
up there,
Redneck.
Scissor Lips?
Oh man, I might have to.
Liver lips.
Yeah, I might have. Hey, what do you say we get together, paint each other up? Dude, that's awesome. I'm glad
Poking
you know.
around with a hot
boys
box.
Yep. Oh man, so Jacksonville, I mean not Jacksonville, Jackson, Mississippi, man. This card, not only you and Jared, what a hell of a card you guys are on to start off the year. You got a title shot in the main event, Caleb Harris, local guy against Elvin Brito.
Yeah.
Everyone's one of everyone's favorite fighters, you know what I mean? Elvin's one of everyone's favorites. Then you got a couple female fights on there. It's like you got Bobo O'Bannon. Yeah. I said to somebody earlier today, I actually commented on something online. I was like, if I was the matchmakers for, and I'm not trying to tell them how to matchmake or build the cards, but if it was me and Bobo O'Bannon's not in the main event, he would be in the opening fight of the main card.
He'll start the show.
Not the prelims, but the first fight on the main card. Oh, yeah. Bobo, every time he fights, he cranks it to 11. The crowd ignites, and they never calm down for the rest of the night. So why not ignite the crowd right off the bat? Let Bobo go out there and throw down with Belcher. But I know they're in Mississippi. They're gonna have Belcher and like the co-main, so you got to do that.
Right. No, I agree. Bobo is a stud, man. I love watching the fight. Both my fights, he fought on the same card, and he's always a joy to be around, and watching him it's always intense, and I look forward to it every time. Especially obviously coming up now. I'm buddies with Alan. We train a little bit together, and I'm excited for it.
What fight as a fan are you looking forward to the most there to see?
I think the main event's going to be a good little battle, man, between Caleb and Elvin. I think that's going to be a really good, stylistically just well-matched fight between the two. And I just look forward to watching that from a fan's perspective for sure.
Right. And the improvements that Caleb Harris has made fight to fight. Every time he goes out there, he seems to get a little bit better. And, Elvin's always sharpening his craft. So, like, I can't wait for that one, too. That's like I'm saying, like, they really put together a hell of a fight night card to start off the year. I'm surprised it's not a numbered card. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Shook did a hell of a job on this one. This is honestly, this is star-studded as far as ability as a fight card you can ask for. And in my opinion, is looking at the docket. This is going to be just nothing but just hell of a fight, wars and just I can't wait.
Now, when you take a look at the landscape of your division, not saying you're looking past Jared Warren at all, but this would put you at 3-0 in under a year. This would put you at 3-0 in under a year. What do you think? Like, you think you would be like one or a fight away, maybe 2 fights away from a title shot, or are you not even thinking about that right now?
No, I mean, I'm not. Yeah, of course we think about it, but that doesn't mean we're looking past nothing. That's no way in the world we're looking past anybody. But I mean, you kind of look at on paper. I mean, there's matchups that I know about that are already made. When you got, obviously you got winners or losers of those fights. I think I'm right in the mix, in title contention with a win, with a win right here.
Absolutely. And
that's my opinion. And look, if they don't think so, and like I always say, I don't call people out. I'm not, that's not my thing. You know what I mean? But if they think somebody's better than me, then let's get in there and do it, because I want to earn everything that I get.
Right. Like Dickman Dickelheimer, which is the greatest name that ever comments on any of our shows, Dickman Dickelheimer. He said you'd be 3-0 if you get past Jared. 3-0 against legit competition. You got 3 stout opponents.
100%. And they know, we want good fights. We want to go against good competition. I think David, obviously, everybody knows who Melvin is. Melvin's a stud. You know what I mean? I think he looked great when he fought, Harris. He got kind of, I don't agree with that, the way that went down. I thought he was fantastic in that fight. And he gets caught by Joe. It happens. But Melvin is who he is. Melvin's kind of pound for pound as far as who they got on the roster. He's got pretty high accolades over anybody probably in the company. And then David being his first fight, it was kind of, you didn't know that dude's good, man. He took, just think about it. I mean, his butt touched the floor 5 times, 4 of them counted, but his butt touched the floor 5 times and he gets up every time and keeps fighting hard. You can't put that kind of stuff in somebody. So regardless of that being his first fight, I think he proved himself to be really good, and I think he's going to make some good waves in the division as well. And then obviously Jared on top, he's already got a name. He's got a number next to his name. Good knockout against Zion. I mean, I agree. I appreciate that comment, but I agree. It's certainly 3 legit, competitors that we're going against without question.
Yeah, and your upcoming opponent, like he has the knockout on Zion, but he's also fought tough competition as well. With Josh Dyer's no joke. Brian Maxwell's tough. He goes out there and puts in a good effort every time. He doesn't always get the win, but you know what? He did knock out fucking Chad Ochocinco, right?
He did. I was talking about that in the office today at work.
That's funny. It's funny how Ochocinco pops up in like people's gyms here and there now. It's like I see like random fighters were like, "Hey, I was training with Ochocinco today." I'm like,
I think it's like Candyman. I think if you tag him in a post, he shows up.
Well, I went to visit my in-laws. They all live in Fort Lauderdale, Fort Myers, right? So I was down there, and my sister-in-law, my wife, they're getting their nails done, and I'm sitting in the back on like a recliner, and then I look to my left, and guess who it is? Ochocinco. He's on his phone, right? And he's got 3 girls, right? One's doing his hands, one's doing his feet, and the other one's giving a massage, and he's just on his phone in like this nice recliner. And I went on his page on like his Instagram, and he was live streaming some stuff like just like a minute before, like right there next to me. I was like, this son of a bitch. Yeah. So I go outside and I'm walking around. I come back and I was like, where's this guy's car? Like, I'm like, what does this guy drive? He comes out and I'm like, all right, what car is going to be his? Because I don't see any like real fancy car around here, right? He gets into like a friggin' like a Volt or whatever, the fucking tiny little fucking electric car. Yeah, like a teeny tiny little electric car.
No shit.
Gets out of there. I was like, I thought he was gonna hop out and like jump in like a Lamborghini or some shit. Nope.
Right.
That's funny, man.
No, he was in a little tiny electric car.
Oh, that's good.
I mean, like I met him at the last Hollywood, Florida event, and he was just standing next to. I was talking to Joe Elmore, and he was just like standing there the whole time. And so when I got done talking to Elmore, I like said, "Hey, how you doing?" And I put my hand out and we shook his hand, and I was like, "Nice to meet you, man. It's an honor." And then I straight up told him, I was like, I was never a fan of yours until you became a New England Patriot. Just being honest with you. And he started laughing, but he was cool, super cool guy, man.
Hey, what's up? Football. See ya.
Yeah. Hey, how's the? Are you still like full time working as a police officer while training for this fight?
Yep.
No same time off. Same as always.
Crime detective, SWAT operator, DT instructor, the whole deal. That's my thing, man. I'll be doing that till I'm in the ground.
Shit's getting crazy lately, I tell you.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yep. Fucking.
What's are you in like Sherlock? Is Nick Sherlock somewhere near you? Are you guys close to each other in proximity?
Right now.
No. I was gonna ask about that. You guys as officers ever run into like Marro and fucking and Nick Sherlock kicking a door in?
We have.
Yeah.
Nick has called me more than once and been, hey, I'm at this house and they're not coming outside. Like, can y'all come stand by? Yeah, sure. Yeah. But we try not to get too much involved with the bounty hunters. You know what I mean? We're kind of there in case we're needed. But a lot of times we just say, do what you got to do. Please don't do anything stupid.
Shit, I'm about to roll up with a camera.
So let me ask you this, and maybe this is a better question for Nick. How does one become, what do you just apply for like a license to be or do you have to have some law enforcement background or something like that?
I'm sure it's certainly, helpful, but I think you got to like get like a mentorship from one of them, like someone like Nick. They kind of, you shadow them and you got to get a certain amount of hours and they basically sign off on you, kind of a deal. Of course, I believe there's some sort of licensure or whatever you got to get, but I'm not positive.
It's funny because I used to work in the casino up here at Mohegan Sun back in the day before I went full time with the military. And I used to wait tables up in the casino, and these two people were like, "Hey, you don't seem like you don't just wait tables, right?" And I was like, "Oh no, I'm also in the Army National Guard on the weekends." But she's like, "Yeah, you carry yourself different." She's like, so we've been trying. So she's like, no, she was like, we're trying to find ourselves a PI to work the casino here. And I'm like, what? She goes, yeah, we own, and they gave me the business card, some private investigator firm from the western part of the state, but they get a lot of calls from the casino areas. We're like, we just need someone to like follow around, like cheating spouses and like workman's comp fucking schemers and like that. I'm like, I don't need any kind of training or license or anything. Like, yeah, you don't need shit.
Sir, you have eyes?
Yeah. I was like, okay, you could just any asshole could be a fucking private investigator for one of you guys. Okay. I didn't do it.
He's over at the Deja Vu Diamond slots right now.
For some reason, I just keep putting my finger to my ear when I talk. I'd be like, you see him over by the Spanish 21 table. He's right there right now. I'm by myself. What the fuck are you doing over there, man?
You just double down, guys.
Yeah. It's funny how like
he spent all his time at Fairy Fortunes. I don't know. He wasn't making any money. He just kept losing all his money. That's like the dumbest slot machine names.
I'm following the workman's comp guy. He is walking into a men's pickup basketball game right now. He just dunked the ball. Yep. But he's a fraud. Yeah, man. Well, it's cool to talk to you again. We can't wait to see you to fight on January 29th. Anybody who's watching right now that doesn't have the app, go get the app because it is the best, dollar for dollar. It costs like $4.99 and you get all these fucking fights, except for Knucklemania 2, of course. Knucklemania 2 is a true pay-per-view, but you guys want to watch this and you don't have the app, get it. And he's probably got a referral code on his IG, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, go to his Instagram, Scott_Oshag, and click on the link and help your boy out, man. It's pretty awesome. It's a great matchup, and I really do think that it has future title implications.
No, without a doubt, it does. You can't really deny it at that point. You know what I mean? For either of us, it's a tough fight, and I think we're both gonna, put on a good show for the fans. And at the end of the day, I believe, I believe I'm the best in the world. If I'm wrong, then that's fine. But we got to figure that out the way we're supposed to. But every fight, just another step, another win. Just one foot after the other, man. We'll get there.
I apologize if we already mentioned this earlier when I was like sharing this podcast, but Isaac Doolittle left the BKFC, and he was somebody who was right there with you. He was undefeated, and he should have been in the next fight or two right up there, either fighting you or fighting for a title. So he's left. So that takes somebody out of the picture right there. So I feel like that even kind of clears that lane for you to move through even faster
I
here.
I agree. You know, his name was mentioned to us before. He was supposedly he injured his shoulder. You know, he wasn't able to sign the contract, but his name was brought up too, and we accepted that verbally as well. You know, we just want to fight the best guys. You know, plain and simple.
Right. I would imagine that Riggs would probably get the next shot after.
I have no quarrel with that. I 100% agree.
I would imagine that because honestly, we all saw the fight against Hector Lombard, and we all thought that he was winning that fight before the doctor stopped it. Then he came out and he rocked Melvin Gillard with that punch through, like sent him through the ropes. Looked amazing. So he looks like he's right there in line for.
He's for sure. He's the guy. He's the number one contender, and I don't. There's nobody that could disagree with that. I don't think, at least with any common sense. You know, he's the guy to fight Lorenzo next, in my opinion, for sure.
Yeah. Then you got you two, and then the only one I would think of that maybe now that Doolittle's out of there, and I would think that Jomi coming over from BYB as the champion over there, if he goes out there and he looks impressive against Zion, maybe a you and Jomi fight, or
Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to that. That fight's booked with him and Zion.
Him and Zion are booked for Knucklemania too.
Okay, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's going to be a banger, man, dude.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yep, for sure. Zion and him. Whew, good Lord. Don't blink, people.
No, that's going to be quick.
And Jomi has gone out to say that he wants to be the Thanos of bare knuckle. He wants to bring balance to the universe. He wants to go around to he wants to collect belts like Infinity Stones and so it's pretty cool, man. You guys got a freaking good thing going for you. Hey, let's do a couple questions for you, and then we'll get you out of here. All right, speed round with Scott O'Shaughnessy, Shag Hennessy. Here we go. Number one, what is your favorite episode or scene on the show Cops? You gotta have one.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I can't tell you. Look, I can tell you a little better with Live PD because I've been on that one. But
someone asked that earlier.
Yeah, I was on Live PD a few times.
Someone just asked, I think, if they were even just there. Like, hey, wasn't Live PD in Slidell or something? Not knowing probably that you were on it. So that's cool.
Yeah, I was on Live PD. I got bit by a dog on Live TV on Live PD.
Nice.
Yeah, it was super fun.
Was it a big dog? Awesome. Was it a big dog worth like a story, or was it like somebody's Chihuahua?
It was a freaking Malinois.
Is that I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, it's like a shepherd.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
Well,
yeah. But
favorite story.
Yeah, Cops. Actually, I don't even know. It's when the dude comes around the corner running on a foot pursuit and had the cop talking to somebody, and he turns around and sees the guy running at him and just Goldbergs him right in the middle of the freaking street. That's a pretty good story right there. That was my favorite scene that I can recall from Cops.
Is that something that you have experienced in your own life, and that's why you felt so close to the heart with that one?
Yeah. When justified to do so, we have to bring people to the ground. So yeah, I've been in that spot.
Goldberg. There you go. Number two.
If you were a Spartan in ancient Greece, what would you carry into war?
Just a shield and a sword, dude.
Shield and a sword.
Give me a shield, give me a sword. That's right. That's the way I do it.
Because if you use the mace with the ball, it gets stuck in someone.
Yeah, the chain could get tangled.
Yeah. There's a lot more room for malfunction. I'm a weapon guy. I want a Glock. We're not having a lot of malfunctions, right? So I want that sword.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna really mess up too much. I'm not gonna have to work anything in the field.
A spear, though, if you stab someone with it, you can use it as a bow staff too.
Yeah, spear would be good.
That
would be good.
Bow staff. What was your worst teacher in school, or who was your worst teacher in school?
Dude, Miss Hoffman. 6th grade, dude.
Hate that lady.
Yeah, well, it was 7th grade. Miss Hoffman was a math teacher. Yeah, I remember look, I didn't have I didn't come from a lot of money. All right. So I was the kid that had like roaches and shit like in his in his book bag. I was a poor kid. I remember one time a roach comes out during class and they're like, "Oh, Scott, your uncle just came out of your book bag." And I was like,
"Oh man,
what an asshole."
Yeah, so that's a fast answer. That's like a 19-year-old answer right there.
You had that one locked and loaded, right?
Yeah.
I got like 7 too that I could take. All right, go ahead.
What
Mike.
is the best Wi-Fi name you have come across?
This is not the FBI.
That's everywhere.
Yeah, I see that. I've only seen it a couple of times. It's pretty good though.
No, if you drive
We
down,
can think of some good ones.
Yeah, there's one strip down through Occam, Connecticut. If you drive down there and like look, there's like 7 people that have that all in one little apartment section, which happens to be like the worst apartment building in that whole area too.
Yeah,
Hey,
it's like
Kyle.
What's up?
Hey, you know what they say about Occam?
Fuck 'em.
Fuck 'em. That's like a dumb old man joke.
Yeah, it is.
Work.
And then they say,
People at our work say that all the time. I'm like, this is
Mike, and then they say, you know what they say about the girls in Occam? Don't fuck them. That's
Don't you love dumb? Like, I'm sure, like in the in the department, you guys have these people, like the older guys. They got these dumb jokes. Like, so if we have a piss test, right, which we always do, it happens in the Army, and they call names off. So, all right, Kyle say like, oh, I got names. You go. I hate this shit too. It drives me nuts because it's like so unoriginal. And everyone does it. Kyle will be like, all right, what if I call your name? You're going to follow it over here and you're going to take a piss test, right? And people start going, hope you studied. Hey, I studied all night. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, dude, please just go fucking jump off the friggin' Gold Star right now.
I knew you were going to say that, man.
I hate that shit.
There's one in every platoon that's got that joke ready to go, dude.
Time.
All right. And the last one,
original.
Scariest animal you've ever run into?
A bear, a freaking big bear, big old. Was it a brown bear, black bear?
Where were you when you ran into a bear?
Louisiana, North Louisiana.
Did you shoot it?
Bear, dude. No, dude, you cannot. Basically, they tell you if you shoot this thing, you better have bite marks on you.
Really?
Like, yeah, it's a big deal if you shoot them. They can be charging at you. You got better climb a tree. Unless he gets his hands on it, they pretty much. I'm telling you, they're dead serious too. They'll wildlife and fisheries will jump on your freaking butt if you shoot a damn bear. I'm not gonna let it bite me, but hell, I mean, I'm climb trees.
I heard a bear will eat you from the ass first. Is that true?
Specifically.
Yeah.
They will knock you out just to start at your ass. I've seen it.
Yeah. They will eat you from the ass first. I heard that on the Rogan podcast, and I was running. I actually was running a 5-mile trail around a fucking pond, and I was deep in there, and I heard that shit, and I was like, oh. And then the whole time I was like, yo, I hope there's not a bear here. I don't want to be eaten from the ass.
I've never heard that.
That looks so tasty right now. I know it.
That's freaking hilarious, man. All right, man. Scott, thank you for coming on the show. Take a minute, shout out some people, thank whoever you want to thank, and give us a final prediction for your fight January 29th. I'll let you
just a couple guys. My big one's kind of Walking Threat. Has always been good to me. My own little line of shirts there. Mary Jane's House of Glass. We just did a deal with Fighters Friends, Brothers LA Arms, Precision Floor, and Schneider's Physical Therapy. I just did a deal with Champnola. They got my meal prep going on. And my coach, Kenny Stevens, owns an awesome food truck called Fridays. Look, but the main thing I want to talk about, and I'm kind of, it's a sponsorship, but it's nothing that I get from them. I just want to help spread the kind of the word of what they're doing. There's a company called MVP, My Veteran Passion. All they do is they kind of support vets, combat vets, just anybody that they're struggling with mental health. They need support. Just whatever, they do a lot of different things through Discord. They got a great Discord page called My Veteran Passion. Online gaming. They did a show tonight, and they're actually probably watching this right now. They streamed it. I know they did a little streaming thing. They had a bunch of guys kind of watching. They cooked some food. They kind of showed some guys how to make some fajitas and things like that. But yeah, so that's something that I really want to push, because a lot of the veterans, and I've kind of been there with law enforcement, being involved in critical incidents, and kind of the effects that it takes a toll on you afterward mentally. And that's kind of crappy stuff to deal with. But really the only way to get help is kind of to reach out to other people who can relate to you. And that's when you really start kind of growing. At least that's what helped me, kind of talking to people that's been where I've been, not just somebody who sits across the couch who can't relate, but somebody that can relate. In My Veteran Passion, they do that through cool stuff like gaming. You can sit here playing Call of Duty with your buddy who's been in the shit just like you. And even in that strange environment, talk about stuff you went through, and hell, realize that I'm not so messed up. He's dealing with the same stuff. You know what I mean? So I think that's something that is really, really, really cool. And I think a lot of people should be more kind of, present to that, everybody that goes overseas and even law enforcement that deals with it, when they come back from those critical incidents, it takes a big time toll and they need support. So my veteran passion, that's just there's a ton of them, but that's just one of the groups that I partnered with for this, for these upcoming fights and kind of using the platform that I have to promote that. So yeah, just check them out on, they're on Discord, Facebook, Instagram, just MVP. It's just an acronym, My Veteran Passion. Give them a look, give them a like, and show some support to the guys that fight for us every day and who've already done it. And now they're coming back and readjusting.
I saw you posted something about them yesterday or the day before, and I went and followed their page. I was checking it out. It's pretty awesome. It's definitely a cool thing.
Yep.
A lot of people got a lot of things in common and nobody wants to talk about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, and I know we got to wrap it up, but that's the thing. Like, we all think that we're screwed up. At least that's how I was whenever I dealt with what I dealt with. We think we're messed up. We think we're broken. And the more you talk about it, the more you realize you're not. You're human. Right. And you've been through a lot of bad stuff, but that's not the end of it. You can use that and you can recover. And then not only that, but you recover from that, then you're the guy to help in the next one. And that's kind of the cool thing. Once
right. And you've also made a friend and somebody who you can talk to for the rest of your life, basically. You know what I mean?
100%. Military and in law enforcement too. That's some of the highest suicide rates that there is because of what you deal with.
Absolutely.
So there's nothing wrong with shedding light on that. There's no shame in that. It's that's what we're here to help people. I mean, I'm a servant. That's the way I look at life. And I think that's part of it. And is just find people that need help and do what you can to do that for them.
It's awesome, Scott. All right. Well, before we let you go, that we were going to say goodbye to you. Just 1 second. Al Marro is in the waiting room, ready to come on. But before we let you go, I have to throw something up on the screen, and I have to ask you this question, or Big Ben is going to hate me for the rest of my life. Big Ben says, Scott, when you win, you promise me something. Tell these guys what it is.
Big Ben, I remember. I said if I win by knockout, which I do plan on, that is my prediction. If I win by knockout, I'm going to get him with the counter strut in the ring whenever I walk afterwards.
Nice.
I remember, buddy. I'm not going to forget you.
All right, there it is. Thank you very much, Scott. Thank you. We're looking forward to your fight January 29th against Jared Warren, and we'll catch up with you afterwards.
Thanks, guys. God bless.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Take it easy.
Yep. Later.
All right. The Irish Spartan, coolest freaking guy in Slidell, I'll tell you. Don't mess with that guy, dude. Don't sell drugs in that area. Don't commit no crazy crimes. Wasn't he something special crimes investigator or something? Yeah. Don't do no special crimes down in Slidell.
CSI, like Dexter type of dude. Like, he might be killing people. No, I'm just kidding. But he is like a CSI guy, though. But not like the cheesy fucking show. For real. Right.
Let's get our next guest on, the Postmaster himself. He'll be fighting for the heavyweight title 2 nights from now. Cage Wars 50, fighting Matt Boyce for the heavyweight title. Cage Wars 50, Schenectady, New York. His name's Al Marro. What the hell's going on, my man?
Hey,
you guys are hilarious.
Thank you.
I was laughing the whole time for the last minute. You guys just run off on the whole Dexter thing. What's up? Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks for coming on. I actually have to share something. Can I share what you wrote here, or is that private?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, for the question of best Wi-Fi that you've seen, he said, "What is the best Wi-Fi?" Because you wrote it here, and I want you to share it.
I said, so when we moved into this apartment, we got the Spectrum thing. I said, I need something that stands out. An FBI surveillance van was taken. So I said, So I just started Googling, and I saw New England clam router. So that's so that's the one. Nice. So my landlord's just like, is this yours? He's like, nope, not mine. Like I still to this day say it's not mine.
It's always here. And it's like looking out the window.
So I pulled up to my kid's daycare. This is like 5-6 years ago. My kid's been out of daycare for a minute, but right. I pull up to the children's workshop. So the children's workshop's here. I'm like 10 minutes early to pick up the kid. So I'm going to do what most parents do and sit in their car for 10 minutes and enjoy some peace and quiet. So I pull up my phone and all of a sudden the Wi-Fi's pop up. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it had to be the house directly behind me, but it was called like Juicy Booty Meat or something like that. And I screenshot it and I was like, I sent it to Amy and I'm like, look at this fucking Wi-Fi that's right next. I'm pretty sure this is not the children's workshop Wi-Fi. I hope not.
I hope not either.
Yeah.
I work in foster care, so I really hope not. No, I'm joking. Oh my God.
So you were okay. Let's talk about you for a minute. So you are Alex Marro. You are a Cage War veteran. This will be your 10th fight, right?
Yep.
10th fight. You're fighting for the heavyweight title. You held that title once before.
Yep.
You're the more I talk to Cage Wars people and Cage Wars fans, like you're like everybody's favorite guy. What the hell? What is it about Al Morrow that everyone loves so much?
I have no idea, man. People just walk up to me, I say hi, and that's it's like, how you doing?
The coolest.
So I think a lot of it just has to do with like when I got into Cage Wars, I was in the midst of going to school for music industry, and I was doing more like the promotion side of things, the management side. So I just started asking more questions than some of the other fighters, like, oh, what's like your production costs and like all these other things, because I was putting on events at my college. So then I wound up helping out with Cage Wars a little bit here or there. And then I just met all these people, and I just kind of took my grandfather's both of their lessons that don't be a dick, basically. So my grandma always tells me, you know, you
Words to live by.
Yeah, you attract more flies with honey than you do vinegar. So I'm just nice to people. I try to be, you know, if they're jerks to me, I'm like, I don't really care. I got 3 other people behind me that are going to say hi to me and give me a hug in a second. So I don't care what you got to say. So I mean,
see, I think Al lives by the wise words of Dalton from Roadhouse. Be nice. Be nice until it's time to not be nice.
Yes, basically.
Right? Wise words.
But then I think also because I've fought, this will be my 10th MMA bout, but I've been around the Albany area for a long time with boxing. I started boxing when I was 12. So I knew a lot of the guys in the Cage Wars area because a lot of them were just the boxing coaches that were helping some of the MMA guys out. That's why, you know, when people see people from like the Albany area, and thank you very much, Megan.
See that? Look at these people. Look at, he looks like a really friendly and easy to talk to.
But you know, so I knew a lot of those guys, and that's why a lot of we go to the fights, and you know, when a few of my friends were starting out at Cage Wars, they're like, "Oh man, people's hands around here are going to be bad." I just looked to my left, I'm like, "Oh, you're in trouble." I said there are a lot of guys, Golden Gloves, Silver Gloves, champions, national champions, right out of the Albany area. So I knew a lot of people, and it helped. But
so, and do you have is that a business of yours, the Combat Corporation or Combat Corps? Is that your business? What is that?
It's a YouTube channel. So I run a YouTube channel. I'm almost at 4,000 subscribers. I'm close.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Everyone go follow him now.
Yeah.
And basically, if you can't see the background, it's all boxing gloves. And basically, there's some guys on YouTube that review boxing gloves or other equipment. Only thing is they do it more from like a hobby standpoint, which I get. It's cool. But also, you know, I see some of their comments like 2 or 3 months later, why are my gloves trashed already? You know, I'm actually putting them through a field test. You know, they're sparring every day. I'm hitting the bag every day. I'm actually going to fight in camp with these things, you know? So that's what I do. And I just started it in college because I was going through, I'm very open. So I was going through some mental health things, and my counselor just told me, hey, you know, why don't you just do something to keep your mind busy? Okay, cool. So I bought a camera with whatever money I had from bouncing at a bar at the time and started it.
It's awesome.
It's a good escape, right?
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
Hey, where does the nickname the Postmaster come from? I thought maybe you were a mailman.
I get that. I try every fight. I hear send him a letter or something like that.
Send it.
So my grandfather, my original name was actually, because I love Rocky Marciano, was the Utica Blockbuster, because I was from Utica, and you know that was my name, and so that was my homage to Marciano. But then when my grandfather died, he was postmaster of the village that I'm from. So I basically, my coach said, you know what, you should take his name, and so that's why I go in as the postmaster every time. You know, kind of my homage to him. And it's also unique. I've never heard of the Postmaster before. So I know there's Poster Boy. Jimmy Manoa in MMA was a Poster Boy, but I've never seen Postmaster before.
Well, you'll be the Poster Boy soon. You know what I mean?
I like that, the Postmaster. That's good.
I do. Yeah. I really like the nickname, and it's awesome. And the fact that you do it as a tribute to your grandfather is even better, man.
Every time.
I just my grandfather passed away a month ago, and
I'm very sorry to hear that.
Thank you, but he was 98 years old, and like he lived a long, strong, awesome life, and like he was happy to the day he died. So you know, we were happy that he died peacefully. And but I love him more than anything in the world, and to carry his name like you are, very cool to me.
Yeah, so I lost him in 2017, and then I lost my other grandfather last year. So now the tradition when I fight is for my other grandfather, because I can't have two nicknames, unfortunately. Otherwise, I'd be the historian too. But
The Postmaster historian.
but I wear one of his Yankee shirts or like a Yankee hat that I got from him when he passed, and I just keep that with me, even if I'm not wearing it. It's in my bag. It's around me, something like that. Just kind of
Nice.
It's kind of like, they were very religious men, and they always say we're always going to be angels on your shoulder. So I always got to keep something by me so I can remember that. So that's why I never get hurt. I always say that.
That's cool, man. That's
knock on wood. I never get hurt.
No, man, you're very skilled, especially like what you're. Of course, like you said, you've been boxing since you were 12. Yep. I went back. I was watching all your fights, like we do every time we have somebody on, and we're not super familiar with them. I've obviously heard of you, and I've seen the Corey Norman fights, and but I never saw your earlier ones. You definitely got hands, and you definitely got toughness. You show some toughness. The Tim, what was it?
Don't get me started with the Tim Cronk fight.
Yeah, the Tim Cronk one was bullshit. You won the title against. Who'd you win the title against the first time?
Mark Worthington. To this day, you'd think Corey's the overall strongest guy I've ever met and tied up with, but Worthington had like farmer strength, man. He put me against the cage. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Can I swear on this?
Yes.
Okay, but I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like but yeah, I won it against Mark Worthington.
He was you know what? Tim Cronk wasn't super strong, because I'll tell you right now, Tim Cronk's legs were about the size of your waist. That motherfucker's legs were gigantic. Yeah. And Mike, I don't know if you saw that fight, but it was the most bullshit stoppage I've fucking ever seen.
Yes, you're talking about when you were up against the fence.
Yeah. So to give you an idea of what happened there, I've never been really rocked if I was. My thing was, it didn't feel like I got hit by a good shot, because like I've seen spots once or twice, but it felt like someone took my head like a basketball and threw it. And I was fine. In fact, I remember saying, I was embarrassed, honestly, is what it was, because I thought I genuinely got knocked down. But then my coach was telling me, you slipped and all this. I said, I felt like I slipped anyway. And I got up and I was punching back, and I wasn't really eating much. And then the ref stopped it. But, I look at it this way. It's amateurs. It's going to happen. It is what it is. I still love Tim. I still talk to him on a near weekly basis, so it works.
Yeah. And now you're looking to get back into the win column against Matt Boyce at, are you guys the main event, or co-main, or
third to last fight?
Third to last. Cause I know
there's three titles.
The Coco, you got several title fights. I think I got the fight card right here.
He was the former champion. Right, and he lost against Wolfhawk.
I won it, and then I went down to light heavyweight because my last coach told me you should go down to light heavyweight. I said okay, so I went down, and then Boyce won it from Mike Alessi, I believe. And then
here I am. I'm asking you if you're in the main event. I forgot that they got the poster boy up there.
Corey.
Got Corey up there. That's right.
Correct.
Yeah, he's a great guy. We had him on 2 weeks ago. A very cool, cool dude. We had a great conversation with him. Mike and I will actually be at the event. We're gonna drive up there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Awesome.
Yeah, the one Ben Field has invited us up there to cover the event. We're gonna do some interviews up there. Maybe not tomorrow after the weigh-ins. We try not to fuck with anybody after weigh-ins.
We'll be there though.
But we'll be there. We'll be there for the weigh-ins. Maybe we'll do some interviews the day of the fight, and and then definitely the night of we'll be cage side, and hopefully we'll be voting on a knockout of the night for Al Marro.
I never predict. I always say I hope to win. that's my big one. Is I hope to win.
In the comments, we got our buddy DJ Tony. DJ Tony is the DJ for BKFC and BYB, as well as many different boxing and MMA events all around. Actually, he DJ'd the Tyron Woodley versus Jake Paul event recently too. Wow. Yeah, he's out there doing his thing. He loves that Ali hoodie. So
that's awesome, man.
Yeah,
cool.
Good dude right there.
I'm big into music, so that's really cool.
That is cool. So you said you went to school for music?
Yeah, I wasn't really. I wanted to box when I got out of high school, but my coach told me my coach was like a second father to me, And he says, "No, you're not doing that." He said, "Please go to school, minimum 4-year degree. Then I'll let you fight." I said, "Okay." So that was basically what happened. I didn't know what to do. I was originally going to go into corrections like my dad or law enforcement. And then I almost went into the Marines for the band, and something told me my uncle is in the Marines, and he told me just don't do it for whatever reason. And so I just took his word. He's one of the smarter guys I know. And I said, okay, I won't do it. So I just wound up going to school for music. I went for music, audio technology, and acoustic engineering. And then I transitioned into the music industry with a focus on copyright law. And now I'm in foster care. So you see how it worked out.
So what do you do in foster care? Just curious. Like, you set up kids with families? Is that what you do?
Yeah. So that's kinship. I do that, and I also do case planning. So my official title is a foster care case planner. And basically what I do is my job is, depending on what the end goal is to get kids back to their birth parents and to basically get the birth parents the help they need, whether it be drug addicts or whether they just not be ready to be a parent, give them parenting courses, stuff like that, make sure that their houses are all together, make sure that the kids are in safe environments. Sometimes I unfortunately got to be the bad guy and say, man, this house, like why does this kid have a bruise on him and stuff like that? And it's gotta be tough. For me, because whoever in my family sees this, whatever, but I kind of grew up with it. So it's kind of like, it's just seeing it through my own eyes again. It doesn't bother me as much anymore because, I'm older now anyway, but seeing these kids, it's nice to be able to tell them, hey, I've been there. It's going to work out. It'll be fine.
Wait a minute. How old are you, Al?
24.
You're 24. You're not fucking old.
Wow. Older. I said older now.
Okay. I was gonna say I'm 40, dude. I'm
older now.
Well, you know what? One time I saw this movie called Angels in the Outfield, and the kid really wanted to get back with his dad, and the dad ended up being a piece of shit anyway, and the kid ended up with a Major League Baseball manager. So that's got.
How about that? Yeah, I'll take that over my dad right now.
True story.
You know what? There's a podcast that I listened to, right? And it was about child protective services. So kind of a little bit of different. It's called Do No Harm. I don't know if you've ever heard that before. If you listen to podcast, that's a good one.
That's awesome. I got to look into that. Do No Harm?
Do No Harm. Yep.
Cool. I'm going to have to look into that.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome, man. That's very cool that you do that for a living. I did not know, like, honest to God, like, I didn't know too much about you going into this interview. So it's just like, is he a mailman? Why does everyone love him so much? What is it about this guy? Nah, man, you seem like a genuinely really good person. We put your social medias at the bottom there. We're going to do a thing called the speed round with you here, where we ask 5 questions kind of off the beaten path to try to let the audience get to know your personality even more than you already have this interview, all right? All right, so number 1, speed round with Al Marro. What is the coolest song you could play on your trombone?
Oh, man. I can kind of do the Carnival of Venice, and that's very difficult. It's Google it when you have a couple minutes. It starts out really slow, and then it gets insane. But probably the one thing I can play to completion, which is still hilarious, the title, Barnacle Bill the Sailor.
Barnacle Bill the Sailor. There you go. Number
very
2.
Hard.
Number 2.
What is the best joke that you know by heart?
You can tune a piano, but you cannot tune a fish.
Nice. That's a good one. That would be classified as dad joke in my world.
That is a dad joke.
That is a dad joke.
Perfect.
I taught my son one, and he tells it to everybody, and he's 7 years old, and he told his teacher a couple weeks ago, he says, how do you say constipation in German?
How's that?
Far from pooping. Kids love it. I'm telling you, it's definitely a dad joke. Number 3, what movie sequel is better than the original?
Spider-Man. Spider-Man. Spider-Man 2, I think, was just a little better than the first one.
The third one's even better, dude. Oh my God.
I have an answer here, and some people might not like it. Next Friday.
Good. Yeah.
What about Terminator 2?
Now, see, you'll hate me. I've never seen any of the Terminators. That's the one thing I haven't seen yet. I need to.
I do like that one. That's with the T2000. Is it T2000?
Yeah, the liquid Terminator there.
Yeah, that one was good.
That much I do know.
Number 4.
Favorite MMA fight of all time?
Dominic Cruz versus TJ Dillashaw. Every time I watch that fight, I start bouncing and I start getting ready to go. I love that
there.
fight.
We were there.
Really? That's
Yes,
awesome.
we were.
I wish.
That was at the TD Garden, and there was the Boston Garden. And
I wanted to go. I wanted to go so bad. I was on the road for a wrestling tournament.
And that night we had really good seats too.
I did some crazy shit to get there. I was working in Alabama and flew up for the night and then went back down to work again. Like that's.
We were all there, and a lot of people were booing because they thought TJ won. But I remember me and you and your cousin were there, and we all thought Dominic won, sitting 12 rows from the cage.
Yep.
It was close.
Yeah.
But Dominic got the right guy, got the right decision.
Yeah,
for sure.
Great fight. That was an awesome
Absolutely.
night.
That was good. It was great.
Me and Mike actually ran into the current bantamweight champion Aljamain Sterling that night and had a conversation with him. We ran into him. He's just standing there with his big ass rope gold chain, and nobody's fucking talking to him or anything. And I'm like, Aljamain Sterling.
So I wrestled for Sunni Oneonta, and he wrestled for Sunni Cortland, and we're both the Red Dragons. So when we went to Cortland to wrestle, I see Aljo. And I run over to him, and he's got the Cortland thing. And my coach is like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "That's Aljamain Sterling."
Yeah, damn it.
Nah, he's a cool guy, man. He was very
absolutely.
He's catching a bad rap right now with his last fight, but you know what? They'll figure it out very soon. Him and Peter Yan. So
he was smart.
Matt's in the comments right now. He's like, "I was with you guys. Look at that."
Yeah, there we go. And last question for you: if you could slap anyone in the face right now, who would it be?
My teenage self. Good Lord, what were you doing?
That's a good answer, dude.
Pow, right in the
But if it's not myself, shoot. I don't know.
Just say Benfield and we'll
just say
Benfield.
Fucking Dr. Phil, for God's sakes. Fuck Dr. Phil. Man. Slap that guy.
Yeah, Benfield.
Benfield's a good one. Hey,
you might want to take him and slap him around this weekend. Wait till you see what he has to do.
Yeah. Hey, so before we let you go, we're going to throw your sponsor up at the bottom there. You can shout some people out. But before you do, I just want to let you know tomorrow night after the weigh-ins, maybe tomorrow night after the weigh-ins, or maybe at the after party after the event.
Yeah.
I made a bet with Ben a year ago. He bet me that Lauren Murphy would beat Valentina Shevchenko for the flyweight title in the UFC in year 2021.
Ben does smoke a lot of marijuana.
Yeah. He said by the end of 2021, Lauren Murphy
can't make
will
the slow
be
fast,
UFC. You know? And I said, "You're fucking out of your goddamn mind. I'll bet anything you want to get, anything." And he was like, "All right, let's make a bet. Loser has to dress in full drag and go out in public."
I think he just wanted to dress in drag. I mean, come on.
Yeah, so look forward to that this weekend. Let's take a minute, shout some people out, thank whoever you want to thank, and if you want to give us a prediction, I know you said you don't want to, but maybe you want to, and then we'll let you get out of here.
So my way I predict isn't so much. I always say I hope to win. I usually say how I think it could go, and for all I know, Matt could come out and be as fast as Dominic Cruz, double leg me, and get me in some type of weird submission hold. I have no idea. But if I had to guess, we're heavyweights. We like to throw. Someone's going down. But I'd like to think it's not me. But, as far as sponsors go, Thumpers things, my friend Andre, he makes my shorts now, which is cool. Other than that, there's a few brands that send stuff to the channel that are awesome. Hit and Move, amazing gear. They make the best boxing gloves I've probably tried. They're getting up there towards the number one spot for me. They're awesome. Hit and Move's great. And then I always have to give a shout out to, my dad's actually having surgery that day. He's getting a cancerous lump removed. So I'm winning the belt for him. I'm going to bring it back to him when he's recovering.
Wow.
So there's that. And then of course, my fiance, Courtney, I love you very much. And thanks for keeping me up every day.
Awesome, Al. Thank you for coming on the show tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Best of luck to you this weekend or Friday night, 2 nights from now, man. Heavyweight title fight, Cage Wars 50, January 21st. Get on CageWarsMMA.com, buy the pay-per-view, check him out. He's going to grab that title. Thank you very much for coming on, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you for your service, guys.
All right. Thank you.
Take care.
Bye. All right. That's the Postmaster, Al Marro.
Hey, real quick, I wanted to say Matt, the bet was for last year, not this year. So Kyle already won this bet, and
Yeah.
Ben will be paying in full this weekend, either Thursday or Friday. So
Yeah, we got something special.
keep
for him, too.
keep your eyes open for that.
Yeah. So, with that said, we got a third guest all lined up, ready to go in the virtual
sir.
green room right now. This guy is definitely a character. He has a resume of resumes, and we're going to bring him on. He'll be making his debut January 29th at BKFC Fight Night Jackson against Eric Thompson.
That's
My name is Jeremiah Riggs. Big Rig himself, and we're going to get him on here, and we're going to get to know this guy a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
What is going on, my friend?
Breaking out the vodka for you,
What's
my
up?
friend.
All right. So before we introduce you, listen, everybody knows Mission Accomplished. The Mike and Mish Show is the place where combat sports meets combat vets. This is a combat vet right here. He was a Ranger in the United States Army, 1st Ranger Battalion. Thank you for your service, sir. And thank you for coming on the show.
And his father is
Oh, and
also a veteran, right?
Yeah.
Sergeant Major?
Sergeant Major, yeah, Sergeant Major Riggs.
That's
Man.
awesome, man. You know what? Hey, when I joined the military 20 years ago, I'm going to be hitting 21 years this coming May. I never in a fucking million years thought that I would ever even sniff the rank of Sergeant Major. But now I just turned 40 years old. I'm a E8, I'm a first sergeant, and unless I retire, I don't think there's anything stopping me from making that rank at some point in my life, which blows my goddamn mind.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, Dad's I look up to my dad, man. My dad's he is he is me in another way. He's a decor. I always fuck with my pops, man. I like to fuck with my dad. I call him private.
Yeah.
But no, real talk. He's decorated. Like I look up to him. He's quite the hand. You know what I'm saying? Very decorated, very very humbled. I really look up to my dad. He's a bad motherfucker for sure.
Listen, he's in what is a rare fraternity there, man.
No doubt.
The guys that were we deployed with I did in 2003 with some 2003 with guys that were in Desert Storm. There's not a whole shitload of soldiers out there that were in Desert Storm back in like 91, 92, and then also in Operation Iraqi Freedom in 03, 04. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and he's he's been in all of them, and he's all the way been back into the Panama days, you know. I mean, his dad's been, I don't know how many tours he's probably had, probably 8, 9,
Holy
10.
shit.
I don't know, man. He's been everywhere, dude.
I don't doubt that one bit. Seeing with he holding the sergeant major rank and being a badass like himself, I'm sure he was just cruising, man.
Yeah, shout out to Pops, man.
Yeah, shout out to your old man. Thank him for his service as well.
Yeah,
dude.
no doubt.
You're making your debut, BKFC Jackson, Mississippi, against Eric Thompson. But a lot of people should recognize you and should know who you are because, ladies and gentlemen, this guy has a crazy. You've done it all, bro. You've done it all. You were a soldier. You deployed with the Rangers. You were a reality TV star on Daisy of Love. You were also on WWE Tough Enough. Were you a bull rider at some point?
I started shortly after Bellator, after I fought for Bellator and stuff, but in 2015, I pursued professional rap to present till this.
You still doing it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. No doubt. That's right here behind me. My shirt, Monster Bull, man. That's my brand. That's my my coach up there in Locust Grove. I mean, he answered the call, man, and dude, he's been there. He's had my back since day one. But yeah, no doubt. Yeah. Well, I haven't been able to, since getting into everything, I got to watch getting on bulls course of, as long as I'm under contract and stuff. But yeah, no doubt. Yeah, sure did. I've done it.
Man.
Still doing it.
So your old man was in the military. You're growing up. You got a dad in the military.
Yeah.
so naturally you go military, but what got you into fighting mixed martial arts? Because you had a 15 fight career. You fought in Bellator, you fought in Strikeforce,
Ultimate Fighter. I was
Ultimate
season 7. Yep.
season 7 Ultimate Fighter. You fought for Empire FC. You fought
Yep.
for a lot. You did a lot, man. Like what sent you down that road?
Man, it's weird for me. I guess you could say my journey, unlike others, as I was a kid, I remember we did a karate class or two, whatever like that. But man, it was just me and a friend, more or less a friend of mine, really, that was getting into it. It was kind of like one of them things where, hey man, I'm gonna go train or you gotta get into this or whatever. And I was just kind of like, well, all right, we was always together. I was like, well, shit, I ain't gonna leave you hanging. Shit, I'm gonna go with you. And so it was kind of more or less like the kind of like the moral support for me of going, hell yeah, I'll go with you, and kind of like that brotherly support going, shit, if you gonna go, I'm gonna go, let's go, let's do this. Me and Tom Corbin, a good friend of mine, everybody knows, at first, I mean, we've in our town or whatever, we've had our reputations for the fight, whatever, out there in the yard and whatnot. But man, it never was something that I was like pursuing. So after training and just going with them, and then we get first amateur fight. You know what I'm saying? Like all that build up. Shit, we both went in there. We won, and it was awesome. It just kept like I never even after that, even after like everything just kind of sunk in, like holy shit, because it was. I still remember the first one like it was yesterday. I mean, it was just like wow, just overwhelmed, like holy shit. You got to really see something like really put in play to that level or extreme. But after that, really when the dust settled, it was really more or less the people around me. I guess you could say then, I mean, right after that, it was friends, family, fans, just saying, hey man, when's the next one? And I didn't have no answer to that. So it kind of was like, seems like I need to keep looks like I need to keep doing this. It was more people. It just kind of just started.
You had a lot of support,
pushing me. So hell, we just after that, just met people. Just kind of got in. I kind of got in with the Alabama promotion, and then dude, it was just kind of I just let the ball roll from there on out, and from there, I just never took any steps backwards. I kept tried to seek better, seek more attention, seek better coach. If he was going to do it, I was like, well, hey man, worldly involved. I wanted to be well-rounded with anybody I could be.
Right. And you trained with a lot of like the best of the best, right? Didn't you start off with like Frank Shamrock?
Yes.
Then you moved on like down in Mississippi.
Belcher, yeah.
Belcher's there, but you ended up with one of the greatest of all time.
Yep, Hughes and Lawler. So my path, it's pretty been badass, man. Like as far as leading into this whole deal now, it's like rekindling, and I say rekindling fire or whatever, but it's like saying, you're writing a book or whatever. This is my legacy. So it just my career has actually been, when I look at it, it's kind of like one of the things I go back and say, what did you want to do when you grow up? Everybody want to be a professional, this or that, right? Man, my dad, it kind of exposed me. It was so weird in a way of when I really sit back and like soak it in. Let's just say that on going back to just say a little bit of my childhood that I remember. Man, it was football, it was baseball, it was WWE, military, law enforcement. Just all that stuff. But then it's kind of like, what'd you want to be? I was like, man, I just wanted to be a professional athlete and be a badass at it. I never really had just one set, I'm not saying a one set goal or one set mind. I was just like, dude, look at Deion Sanders, Michael Jordan. Professional baseball, professional basketball. Then you look at their college careers. I was actually, when I went to junior college and played football, I could have easily played baseball. The only thing was, that does contradict each other. So in a way, it didn't really get to do. I didn't really get to do it at that level, but still, my whole thing was like, man, I could very easily, and I got the resume, I could go down, especially in Mississippi, your Hall of Fame as being one of the most well-rounded professional athletes, I believe, here standing and talking now. And I'm not saying like and when I look at it is like, yeah, I've tried a lot of things, but I've done it. Like, I don't look at, say, the man's, the wins, losses, or the world titles that the man holds or whatnot. I think sometimes even in our mainstream UFC, sometimes I think that gets overshadowed of the gladiators that are truly walking today.
Go ahead, Mike.
So after having those fights and stuff, what pointed you towards trying to go for the Tough Show? Was it training with those guys and they were like, hey, this is going to be happening soon, why don't you sign up for this? Like, what made you do that?
No. So, all right. So let's go back, just say a little bit before that. Okay. I'll bring you up to speed on that. So going back to Frank Shamrock, like when I first went, at that time, that was the IFL.
Yep.
So, a good friend of mine who's just been really helped me out, just, even like just the reality show, like, hey man, it's like signing you up for shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, stop putting my name in the fucking hat, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we would
you don't lose nothing, just put your name in.
Yeah, right. And I take a lot of I don't take a lot of that credit for myself, because like I say, I always tell him, man, if it really wasn't for him, if it wasn't for like you going, it just really ultimately believing in me, and we just going, hey man, you need to do the Tough Show. So prior to that, he was like leading into that was the whole point of me even going to Frank Shamrock's, getting involved with the IFL. Of course, when I got out there, made the team, whatever, it just went to shit. So after that, really, and I got back towards Mississippi with Belcher, and then, man, it was kind of like, I just felt like it was one of them things that my friends said, hey, dude, this. Just try, like, go. We'll just, you know what I'm saying? We'll buy a fucking plane ticket. Let's do it. What do you got to lose? And I said, yeah, if you're really going to do it, then let's at least see where I stand. So I went into it open-minded, going, man, there ain't nobody tougher than me. There ain't nobody that's just going to outwork me. You're not going to outwork me. You're not going to beat me. And it didn't really bother me that I'm going against guys. Like, the only thing I knew was technically I knew I might be behind the curve, but I can't be just, let's see how far about, it was kind of like just the competing, the thing of going like, okay, well, we fix and put our skills to the test. Well, it put it together, really just went out there, signed up, went out there, did the tryout, and dude, it was just a snowball effect. It really ran fast for me then, and I'm almost going to say, jumping forward, it was, when I look back on it now, I wouldn't change anything, but I do help people in their careers look at, sometimes you can be pushed on a fast pace, move too fast, and sometimes you need to really just back up just a little bit. And I think it was good for me in my maturity. It really did, because I never had just say, even in my professional career, whoever I fought, was never nothing picked. I never, these guys were all tough. A lot of guys went a lot of far places, and it molded me though. Them guys that were better than me, that did, where I was learning. My experience came so fast, especially when I was in Tough Enough. Man, you got to realize, dude, I'm a college, say, football athlete, a Ranger, stuff like that. I mean, these guys are Division I college wrestlers. I didn't have a fucking clue about wrestling.
Yeah.
Clue. So that was, for me, it was really like, okay, hey, you got to put yourself out there. If you're not willing to really just say, get out there, roll the dice, you got to be, you're not, a loss isn't a loss if you're winning, bro.
Right. As long as you're learning something from the experience.
Yeah. And in my experience, and that's what I say, I harnessed that. I was it's cool because I say it as a pioneer or a journeyman or however you want to look at it, it's kind of like, I've been around so many, like if I really name the list, I could start with Frank Shamrock. I name the list. Dude, my experiences and level of people that I've been around is very, very, very high pace, high quality, just stand-up guys. And I've had a very, very, very good career with a lot of them. And leading into now of where my maturity is at. And then it's kind of like, I don't know, man, it's kind of like wine or aging beer. Sometimes it takes a little time putting it on the shelf and letting it all come together.
Yeah.
You actually you trained for a long time with one of my favorite fighters of all time is Robbie Lawler. Like, Robbie Lawler is a fucking god in MMA to me. I think he's one of my top 5 favorite fighters of all time, and the fact that you could throw his name in there as one of your own trading partners. So,
man, and dude, yeah, and man, you talk about just pure athlete, strong, just meant. And that's Coach. I'll throw this. Mark Fiore.
Yep.
His biggest thing's iron sharpens iron, and man, the team that we were able to put together. I'm big on that structure. Coming from these gyms, I think it's built me into where I'm at, even in my life, lifestyle. What I do personally, I'm big on team, man. Because I think some people don't give credit where credit's due. I'm not saying that, you just say, like, right now, it's focused on me, but it's not. But what got me to where I'm at was a team of people that I surrounded myself with, or that I was really lucky enough to be surrounded by them as a whole. It's like, just say Robbie. Dude, that's, oh man. I've slept on the man's couch. We're close. These guys are really close people to me.
That's awesome.
So it was more than these guys are just really, it's not just, hey, Jeremiah, Riggs has trained with Matt Hewer. I've trained with Belcher and Brian Foster. All these guys, man. No, man. Like, I've slept on their couches. Like, I've held their kids. Like, it's family, and I've been so lucky to be a part of a family. That's badass. Of the family. Hell, Pat Milledge, dude. I've been all the way to Iowa. Tim Steele. Jens Pulver. Dude, had his wife fucking cook the baddest Thai food I've ever eaten in my life. So, these people have really been a big meaning in my life.
You know what it is, and maybe you can agree with this. And we've talked to other military people that have gone into the fight game. It's the closest thing to the brotherhood camaraderie that you get when you're with your platoon or your squad or whatever, and you feel so tight with the brothers around you. We talked to Keith Richardson, who is an MMA veteran. Keith said when he got out of the military, he was in a bad way and he needed something, and then he found the gym, and then he started training, and the tightness of that he built with the group around him in that gym was the closest thing that he had to his time in the service. And
I believe that.
Yeah.
I think it's a draw to me. I'm big on energy.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a draw on energy. I mean, even just with us three, you know, I could, you know, it's a drawn energy that you guys have for the sport, for the guy, the brand, the man that you're talking to, you know, all that. I mean, it's very, very cool. And I think that's what it is too, the camaraderie, you know, patriotism. I get just really just standing up for something of your own belief.
Mm-hmm.
And then knowing that you got a brother beside you, behind you, in front of you, it really is that has your back, and more than that.
Right.
For me, it always has been that way. I mean, any of these guys, and I could just go through the whole list. They know, like, straight up, man. If any of them called Jeremiah Riggs, dude, they already know.
You're on your way.
Oh yeah. Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
Nah, I love that, man. Now you talk about energy. You said something earlier. Actually, we had Alan Belcher on last week, and you said something earlier that was so similar to him. And it's funny because you guys have trained together. You guys are both from Mississippi. You're both Southern boys. He talked about when he first got into the UFC, he was pushed too fast, but he wanted that title, you know what I mean? And like you said earlier, sometimes you get pushed in a certain direction and you don't realize you're moving a little too quick you need to step back and, like, you know, dial it back a little bit and you know, plan things out a little more. And he said that now that he's older, now he knows he can like plan his attack, and he doesn't have to be fighting for a title every fucking time he goes out there, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. And I'll say, and I'm sure if Alan's listening, he'll know. Me and Alan's got a pretty special relationship. It's really I guess they're parallel to anything quite with anybody else. A lot of people don't realize, you know, me and him go really, really way back. Like, even to say the beginning. I mean, really far back, and there's always been a type of energy, even that I can remember in a part of my career and his career where we both were totally in the same just fight game, but totally separate, not around each other like we were, or training. You know, I was at the hit squad, you know, blah blah. He's at
You guys are on parallel paths.
Yeah, same thing, but it was always a crazy moment. I would text him, or he would text, you know, it was always, we would go like this and then go like this, go like, you know, we was always crossing each other's paths. So,
yeah.
I mentioned something to him the other day. I was like, we were talking or something around each other, and I was like, damn, you're talking about, you know, even saying, you know, getting put on the shelf, or things that's happened in our lives that's, you know, we just kind of just say out of the fight game, right? And I was like, damn, man. I said, you know, I think we actually both, prior to our training, our fights back, our warm-up fight, or whatever you want to talk, prior to being in, we were about tit for tat on how long we were both out at the same time. And it was funny because I'm at a bull riding in Chillicothe, Missouri. This was last year, whatever. And me and Alan got on this conversation. I'll never forget it. We just come out of I think we were just eating at a Mexican restaurant. We're on the phone, dude, and we're just chopping it up. And it was just like, bro, it was bare knuckle coming up, and then I was already on the verge of kind of doing something, blah 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 blah, and it was just bad. It just started snowballing, bro. It just started snowballing, and it was so wild. Of, hey, look, here we are here. This is bam, and I was like, bro, you know, I've always had his back. You know, it's so awesome now to see, to where even his debut, to where I've helped him in his camp. Now he's helping me in mine, and now we've manifested all this together, and we get to, like, really say, man, we're going to put a blueprint on this. we're documenting this. We're going to put a blueprint on this and everybody we're doing, because with our lives and where we've been, and even like him, Thailand, and just the world is in a fighter, dude. We got a pretty badass story, man.
I'm telling you right now, like you were saying it earlier, and you were trying to like describe me like pioneer or a journeyman, more like Renaissance man, like modern day Renaissance man. This guy was on like a reality show on VH1. Like, how the hell do you even get on that? You're on the Tough Enough House. You're on the Ultimate Fighter. You're driving truck at some point in your life. You're riding bulls at one point in your life. You're in 1st Battalion, freaking Army Ranger, which we're not even really getting into that.
Right.
People don't understand
and
what
now,
it's like to make it through Ranger School alone. Just to make it through Ranger School alone is a feat in itself that not a lot of people can make it through. My brother was a Ranger, so big shout out to you, and like you guys are fucking badass.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, so it was Alan that drew you to bare knuckle? Was it Alan that said, hey, maybe you should come do this?
Yeah. Well, so like before and me and Alan had talked, I'm gonna tell you this. This is actually the first, and so going back to Ultimate Fighter C7, Juanito, our boxing coach, Rampage's, was his box coach for just so many years. Dude, he really took me under his wing, and this is another one of them relationships I have with somebody going that far back, right? Man, we don't talk. And he'll tell you like, hey man, we don't talk like every day, every month. We might talk once, twice a year, but it's just so camaraderie, whatever. And I've always had like a lot of respect for that guy. And I've been, it's almost been like literally been thinking about that man and saying, man, I really wish I know how he, and we got each other. Bing, we texting each other, right? Well, so 3 years ago, I want to always say 2 or 3, but I think it was about 3 years ago when bare knuckle really started just say making their wrinkle.
Yeah.
My Alan Cersei, which was with ATO around the Octagon at the time, he helped do a lot of my managing agency. And well, we had talked, it was kind of come up, what about, but nothing, it was just skimming. Nothing like no talks of this shit or nothing. But just, have you seen that? Yeah, no, that's crazy. And we all knew Mark, Fjord, all of us, we even talked like, hey man, that's you, motherfucker. And I've always like, yeah, I could see that, whatever. Well, I'll never forget this. I'm sleeping. It's 7. I know it had to have been like 7 o'clock that morning. It was weird. It was kind of like just on my mind or something. And no shit, I wake up to ding. I roll over. I pick up my phone. I look down at my phone, and London, England, bare knuckle boxing. You interested? I'm
BKB.
Oh, look, I didn't look. I'm over here like this, one-eyed. Like I set up real quick. Like, fuck yeah, money sign, quit, handle it. And it was Juanito. So that actually was the first thing that really sparked it up. And man, I just kind of let them do whatever. And man, it was really, it went on for about 2 weeks. They tried to get whatever they tried to get. And it was just as simple as it was that text that morning. It was as simple as, hey kid, it ain't worth it. God bless.
Yeah.
Carry on. And I never even, we haven't even still today talked about that other than like, I've always been like, what was the figure, man? But the thing about it was, it really wasn't that. I knew that man wasn't texting me out of the blue like that for no and what it got to me was like, man, a guy of that caliber texts you about that meant a lot to me, going, you don't just text somebody going, "Hey man, you want a fucking bare knuckle?" At that caliber of where he's training and the people that he's around. So to me, it really just, I ain't gonna say it lit a fire, but I just started, man, it was just in my mind. It was in my mind. I couldn't get out of it. But
Couldn't
I didn't
stop thinking about it.
Yeah, but I didn't pursue it, man. I just kind of just whatever. Well, prior to the conversation with me and Alan, it just kind of, that kind of come up going, hey, I was asked to do this about 2 years, no, for real. And then that kind of and say, man, I think you'd be a good look for it. Come train. So, like I said, bam,
Hook back up with Alan.
Man, and dude, it was just like, it was better because, I mean, from where our paths have met and been, and now we circulate it back around to our kind of picking it back up, but even more knowledgeable. Me bringing in something like bringing in something that I've got, and then mixing it in with him, and then dude, it's just been pretty gnarly,
It's really awesome, man. You have a great story. You're fighting Eric Thompson. What weight class is your fight in Jackson?
It's going to be it's going to be 175. So that'd be middleweight. Yep.
Okay, 175. So there you go. Another name, another contender in the 175-pound weight class. You got some really good fighters up in there, man. You got Julian Lane and Thiago Alves and.
Hey, who I'm really pumped to see? I'll throw this out there for Quentin Henry.
Yeah, Quentin's awesome.
Henry, yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, Quentin's a beast.
It was cool because I watching bare knuckle. I got to watch his fight against Fish Hook and at Allen's deal, and there he is, Quentin. And so I want to give a shout out to him. But it was cool because. I become a fan of him pretty quick. I was like, dude, I like that guy's style, man. I was like, yeah, I like his demeanor. I like what he's representing. It was just like a good energy. And I was in the back, and of course, I didn't, I was like, I'm gonna meet him. I'll meet him soon. But it was pretty cool. Hearing something, just saying, going into everything, bringing up the fight, he had said something on Facebook, requiring me is saying, someone said something about, me or whatever. And he goes, who the fuck don't know who Jeremiah Riggs is in the South when it comes to fighting. And to me, that really meant a lot, hearing guys like that I've done kind of been like, man, I'm a fan of this guy. I want to meet this guy. And then them like really the respect and the, kind of like that, the camaraderie, the honor, that's a lot of integrity. But it also goes back to, when I'm thinking here in my fight, in my mental, it's like, you damn right, dude. I have put that work in. I have run up the ranks. I've fought for that freedom that we all want to live in the red, white, and blue and everything. And it goes a lot more than that. But just with that saying, dude, it's always like, man. And this going into that, even just I even just saying with Eric, the fight with Eric, dude, I'm like really, really excited that fight's happening. And it's kind of weird because going in a backstory with him and just going, hey man, giving him props. We were around each other. A lot of people's asked me, do you know where? I'm like, yeah, I know him. I don't know him, but I know him. Like I've actually watched him in his career. Eric's had a big career. And I remember him back from some of my very early amateur careers, even into my very first pro career, being around Melvin Gillard and all them guys. Some of my earlier fights were down in New Orleans. Back with Charlie Rader, he was on Ultimate Fighter. A lot of New Orleans guys. So it was kind of funny. I was kind of like, wow, when Eric's name came, I was like, that's gonna be fun, man. Like that's respected, good veteran of the sport. Dude, dangerous guy. I mean, this motherfucker.
He's definitely gonna come out there and start swinging for the fences. He's that type of guy.
Yeah, and you know what? It's a good fit for either one of us. I know what I there's no doubt. I mean, we just seen each other last August, man, at the tournament down here in Biloxi, and
Nice.
I walked. What's up, Eric? What's up, man? It was funny.
Now all of a sudden you're fighting each other.
And then I honestly, not saying it, but I kind of was like, I could see me and Eric having a really good turnout. I was thinking about that watching. I know he watched. He was pulling for me in the tournament. I was pulling for him, but just watching the style, I was like, yeah, that would be fun. And then, lo and behold, I'm going, fuck. How does it? Whatever. Let's do it, bro. Let's do it.
Yep. All roads lead to here.
All roads lead to Jackson.
January 29th.
That's right. That's how cool is that?
It's fucking awesome. All right, so we're gonna do something with you because you are a crazy man. You got a crazy backstory. We're gonna ask you 5 quick questions, and we'll let you get up out of here because we got one more guest for the evening after you. Speed round with Jeremiah Riggs. Our first question for you is: what is the craziest behind the scenes story from Days of Your Love? Can you even tell them?
I'm trying to. I mean,
I know it was a long time ago, but that had to be. There had to be some crazy shit going on, man.
Man, there was some crazy. I mean, just
even the silly, maybe even the funniest thing.
Yeah, I mean, some of the funniest shit. What was really crazy was really the behind the scenes of like the fighting and the shit that just say that they didn't show or motherfuckers just getting plastered ass fucked up. And
I can imagine.
You got to think about it, dude. We were all kind of crazy fucked up in our own ways, but it was really funny to see, I guess, how dramatic a bunch of guys could be.
Yeah.
And to me, that
when
was
you're locked up in a house.
Scenes. I wish they would show more behind the scenes because it's kind of hard to really say, like, they would probably have to show the shit on HBO though.
There you go. It couldn't be on VH1. At least not back then. Number two,
are you Eskimo brothers with Brett Michaels, Tommy Lee, and Dave Navarro?
No, I'm not gonna say I am. I might be close.
All right, we had to ask that question.
Yeah.
Number 3, what is something you wish you would have done but never got a chance to do? I know you've done a whole shitload of stuff, but what's something that you always wanted to do but you never got a chance to do?
Man, I guess if I was gonna say do something right now, I haven't I ain't linked up with the Nitro Circus yet.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Or the Jackass Boys.
The Jackass
5.
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Them, like I would. That would be something that I would really totally love to link up with.
Oh yeah.
Them two would be a top list for sure.
That's a fucking
awesome.
great answer.
Yeah.
Number 4,
if you aren't fighting, trucking, bull riding, popping up on reality TV or pro wrestling, what would we find you doing?
Man, you're probably gonna find me. Honestly, man, I'm gonna be with some cows. I'm gonna be doing something. Yeah,
protecting them from the coyotes and the wolves.
Being with my girls. I got 2 little girls. I'm usually with them or with my pets, my dogs or something.
Nice.
I kind of really just kind of
living that Yellowstone life or what?
Yeah. I really I try to soak that in as much as possible with the animals and stuff like that, or just really just I'll be honest with you, man. I give my time. I try to give my time as much as time as possible. Time's very valuable. If I could say what would you find me doing, I would really say I'd probably be giving my time and effort to helping somebody out, be a better person or have something better for them, and not so much as why I'm doing it, because it ain't going to make me no better than what I am.
It's outstanding, man. Last question for you. What is something that you learned when you were with Matt Hughes, when those guys? What's something that you learned from them that has stuck with you forever?
Pride is a thing that you shouldn't really would say have or wear on your shoulder. And in that case of what I'm saying, that is coming from that team, you can get be very humbled very quickly. And something that I've always took away from that is, your team does matter. And the people that you surround yourself around, that's, and I'm going in this is saying, and it's what I've learned from wrestling with Matt and Zim is in your team, it's all about your base, man. You got to have a good base.
Yeah.
And I think that from coming from the hit squad, man, it gave me such a good base, a core that I am, that I've carried on with me even now. And a lot of success, so that I would say that would be probably my number one thing coming out of the hit squad.
Awesome, man.
Outstanding. Now, January 29th, you got a prediction for us before we let you go?
Man, I'd like to see, I'm thinking something's going on. I'd like to see me drop him in the second round, man.
There you go.
And what I'm trying to really put together some really good things. I've had some really good mentals and visuals, and I would really like. I've always said this in any of my fights, man. And look at anything, no matter how many rounds, whatever fight it is. I got 5 rounds here, and what I really want to showcase is that level of maturity and the skills that I have accomplished in the years that I've actually been putting this together. And I think just oh man, and the fear, just the happiness, the freedom that I guess you could say I'm enduring now in my life is just so much on another level. I believe it's going to show in the ring, and my flow it'll just be like water pouring all over somebody, man.
All right, man. I love it.
We like to hear.
All right, everybody, go ahead and follow Jeremiah Riggs. His social medias are at the bottom this whole time. Thank you so much for coming on here, man. You've been around for a long time. You've done a lot of things. It's an honor talking to you tonight, and we can't wait to see you on January 29th.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it, dude. And like I said, I'd love to do it again. We'll have to catch up another time, definitely maybe after the fight, and see what's going on. Like I said, I'm looking for big things to come, very, very big. So be looking for more of me for sure. And like I said, the opportunity that you've given, and especially for everybody else, man, we appreciate you guys as well.
All right, man. Well, we appreciate you coming on, and we will definitely catch up down the road for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. Appreciate you guys.
All right, man.
Take it easy.
Take care.
See you. All right, dude. Another awesome guy. Ryan Jones, you are in the green room, and we are ready to talk to you. But before we do, just give us 1 second. Thank you so much for hanging out for a second. We gotta hit something up. Mike, go ahead.
So at our unit, we have a friend of ours. He is a soldier in the National Guard, and he just fell on some hard times. This guy, Mike Purcell, just bought a house, and I think it was a day after he bought his house. He walked in, he opened up the door, and this is what he walked into his house to. A pipe burst in his house. Now, I think the previous homeowners, and I'm just saying this, I don't know if this is true or not, but I'm just trying to gauge on what the fuck happened here. That because of the cold weather we've been having here in the Northeast, that there was some frozen pipes possibly, and they exploded in the house. So a day or two after he bought this brand new house, he fucking ended up coming home to this. So his house is trashed, and we will be sharing a link to a GoFundMe page for this guy. He's a soldier. He just bought this house. It should be the time of his life, and he's run into this issue. So we're going to try to help him the best way we know how. We're going to share this to our group and share it to our pages. And hopefully if anybody has any, a couple of bucks, every dollar helps. I'm sure he'll probably get something from insurance or whatever else happens. But right now, this puts him out of a house that he just had to freaking close on, the day before he walked into this thing exploded. So we'll try to help a brother in arms here, somebody who's in need of us right now. So that's what we want to do here for him.
Another reason to get the hell out of New England. And
Yeah,
you know,
hell yeah.
help our
Get the hell
boy
out
out.
of here. Let's go
So with
fucking
that
play.
said, we got our final guest of the evening. Thank you for your patience, Mr. Juggernaut. Ryan Jones will be fighting Boss Hog Brandon Johnson not this coming weekend, the weekend after January 29th, BKFC Jackson, Mississippi. He is the Juggernaut. He is Ryan Jones. What's up, brother?
What's up, man? How y'all doing?
Yo.
Doing good. Thank you for hanging in there, man. I know we went a little late with Jeremiah, but I got a lot of stuff to say. And
He definitely got a lot of stuff to say, but I mean, maybe it'll be a hell of a fight for him.
hell yeah, man. He's been through a lot. He's done a lot of things in his life. But we are here to talk about you, sir. You coming off a win, right?
Mm-hmm.
You are 2-1 in the BKFC. The one loss was kind of a fucking whack loss. We were there for that in Birmingham, Alabama.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Doctor stoppage shouldn't have been stopped if you ask me, if you ask Mike, and if you ask pretty much anybody else. That was
I've
fucking
seen
there then. So man, what's going on, man? You look great. You look like you're really putting in a lot of work for this one, taking everything as serious as ever, and ready to fuck some shit up on the 29th, right?
Oh, dude, it's gonna be total destruction. I none of that, but I had a fire lit up under my ass today. So next week it's just gonna be destruction. I'm in the best shape I've ever been in, and I feel like I'm being overlooked, and so I got rid of the dad bod, and I'm ready to just kick some ass next week.
Andrew Toppin says, "What's up, you sexy fuck? You sexy fuck you." Oh man.
Is he in love?
Nah. So dude, Boss Hog, we don't know. I mean, we've seen him fight before. Me and Mike, actually, funny story. We went to the Bare Knuckle Hall of Fame up in Belfast, New York.
Yep.
And there was a small group of people there doing the tour with Scott Burt, and Boss Hog and his wife happened to be there.
Mm-hmm.
So we spent the entire time with them. Very nice guy, very, very cool guy. But
Great guy.
yeah, but sometimes you gotta fight nice people.
It's a great guy. I like him. He's really cool. But next week I got to kick his ass. But I'll get him a beer or something afterwards.
So you said you shed the dad bod.
Yeah,
right?
bro.
You shed the dad bod. Like what change in your mental that you decided, you know what, I'm about to go fucking ham in the gym now. Do you want to look good for the ladies? You trying to look good on a poster? Like
Doesn't want to be naked, right? Everybody wants to look. That's the whole point of going to the gym. The gym. I feel like you gotta be all jacked up just to get some attention, and I'm gonna be laying people out from this point on. So I'm kind of getting tired of overlooked. I'm trying to climb that ladder, so I'm just gonna start laying people down, whoever they throw in front of me. I don't see this going past the second round.
Well, we had Scott O'Shaughnessy on earlier.
Yeah, I love Scott.
Yeah, we had Scott O'Shaughnessy on earlier. We talked to him about the state of the 185-pound division. Like you guys, the BKFC is really putting together a very strong division there at 185 pounds. So, like, there's name after name after name, and like this will put you at 3-1. It's like we always talk about. This is the sport is so young. Even though BKFC is entering their 4th year of existence here. Really, there's not a lot of guys that have more than 3 or 4 fights. You know what I mean? If you got 3 or 4 fights, you've been around for a minute.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah. So like, every performance matters, and you never know where you'll be 6 months down the road. You fucking go out there and lay them down quick,
Oh yeah. So I'm just gonna keep racking up them W's.
Keep racking up them W's. We had Jeremiah on. I wanted to point out that Ryan is also a veteran. Thank you for your service as well.
Yep. Thank you.
This night has been all about the servicemen, man. It's fucking awesome. It's great. It's good to have you back on, and we always like to thank you for your service, Ryan.
Thank y'all, man. Appreciate y'all.
How many bags of Oreos, or what do you call them? Containers, bags,
packages
of Oreos do you have on hand to eat as soon as this fight is over? Because we know you love them Oreos. Do you have like a stack? Like, is there like a?
Dude,
I
is
wonder
he
if
gonna-
there's like a
Is he
Jenga
gonna
stack,
come back with 5 stacks?
just like a fucking 20 pounds of. Look at this guy. Always has Oreos at the ready. I'm not sure if you've tried this, but I know there's a delicacy
He's
in
having
Rhode
an
Island.
Oreo right now. Wait, does that work into the weight cut, man?
Yeah,
Or-
he must have worked them in somehow. He's like, I gotta fucking.
I'm like 7 pounds out, 8 pounds out.
So there's a delicacy in Coventry, Rhode Island. It's known as ranch Oreos. I'm not sure if you've ever had them before, but if you take some ranch and put it on the Oreos, they're very good.
I don't know. I don't like ruining my Oreos, bro.
I know it's delicious.
Dude. So you say you're 8 pounds out. What's your walk around weight these days? You stay right around 185, like pretty damn close. So
Before I started cutting, I was 213.
213.
Yep. No, I was 2 weeks ago, and now I'm just about 7 or 8 pounds out.
I see that you and Lorenzo haven't figured out this nickname thing yet.
Oh, all right. There is no name. He can be the little Juggernaut. That's why I capitalized the.
The Juggernaut.
I saw that as soon as you popped on. I was like, haha, this guy.
He keeps, I've already said it before. He keeps slamming my damn belt, and then we're gonna figure out who the real Juggernaut is.
Wouldn't that be something? Juggernaut versus Juggernaut down the road, man. Fucking.
Oh, I'm all for it at this point because I mean I like Lorenzo. He's cool and all, but you got people busting their ass for that belt, and he goes and slams it on the ground. Now, if I see him do that again, we might be doing it outside the ring.
Ooh.
Oh
Shots
shit!
fired.
Them's fighting words.
Those fighting words. Yeah, no,
I
like
don't
we
agree with that.
nah, I honestly we asked him about that too. We were like, did anybody from the BKFC approach you because you're fucking slamming their belt around? Like it could have been looked at as disrespect. But the way he explained it, like it kind of made sense. He was like, it was never a real belt. Hector never won that belt. That was a fake belt from day one, and I was just disposing of this fake belt. I was like, oh, okay. Well,
Well,
I guess he's thought about that answer.
all shined up because he's in my division now.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's, the sport keeps growing. It's a hell of a card to start off 2022.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you got to be excited about fighting in Jackson, Mississippi, right?
Dude, I'm pumped, man. I'm pumped. This is the closest I've been to my hometown, so I'm pretty excited about that. And if we get it over to Louisiana, it's even gonna be crazier for us.
Yeah. You gonna have people out there? You gonna have some people out there?
Oh yeah, I got a lot of people coming, man. I got a lot of people coming. And so especially, there's a lot of good fights on that card too. I'm definitely looking forward to the Elvin Brito and Caleb Harris fight main event.
Yeah, a couple, another GOAT brethren there.
Well, I'm not GOAT no more. It's just
No,
you're not GOAT.
He's just with Vince Anderson broke off, right? And now it's just Vincent Jones. Is that what it is?
It's Team Juggernaut all the way, bro.
Oh, my bad. You know what? Relationships come and they go.
They do. Learn at the hard way, bro, but it is what it is.
And then when that relationship was on rocky ground when we were down in Biloxi at the Hard Rock, correct?
It happened, man. I'm not real sure all the details. I just know that they fell out, and they were like, "Hey, you can stay with GOAT or go with Vince." And Vince has always been good people to me, so I was like, "No offense to GOAT guys, but I'm hopping with Vince," and so here I am.
It's just you and Joan, or just you and Vince, or does he have any other guys on the?
A couple other fighters, a couple guys have reached out to him, and Vince hasn't. I don't know if he's decided on biting the bullet on that or not. I think he's kind of waiting for this fight to get out of the way before he jumps on that. But I know of several guys that are asking for him.
Look at that. Vince is in the comment right now. He says Jug versus Jug. I think he's got the same idea as you down the road, man.
Off for it, bro. Tell you what, I would if I lost her. See, because everybody's scared of Lorenzo because he has that big power and he talks a lot of shit. But Lorenzo don't like pressure, and I don't think he can handle it if I was in his face the whole time.
What did you think about the Lorenzo Hector fight?
It was garbage. I mean, to me, it was garbage. Hector fought scared. Hector in his heyday would be a totally different animal, I think. But to me, I think he got whooped mentally already by Lorenzo.
That's what I was going to ask you. I was going to say, do you think that, like, basically Lorenzo TKO'd him before they even stepped into the ring?
See it in his face. He was already nervous. You could tell. You could tell he was intimidated by Lorenzo. Now, don't get me wrong. Lorenzo's an imposing person. You know, he's a big guy, and you know he's athletic, powerful. But you know, you're the world champ. You got to be fighting like your life's on the line. You know.
But there's not just one Juggernaut here. That we're talking about you, Ryan Jones. What sets you apart from the rest of this field right now? This 185-pound field's got a lot of big bad boys in there, man. You got yourself, and you got the champ, but you also got Riggs, and you got Dakota Cochran, you got fucking Josh Dyer, Jared Warren, Scott O'Shaughnessy. What sets you apart from the rest of these guys?
Well, I will say this real quick. The top two people I see in that division are Scott O'Shaughnessy and Dakota Cochran. Those two are like some of the deadliest in the division, in my opinion. What sets me different is I'm not going to give you time to think. I'm on your ass the second that bell rings until the final bell stops or you're on the ground. I'm on your ass, and I don't get off of you. The reason why they call me the Juggernaut, and they gave me that name way back, is because I don't stop moving forward. And I'm a little bit of a Marvel nerd, and everybody knows the Juggernaut keeps moving forward and nothing can stop him. So you can sit there and hit me all you want. I'm going to eat your shit and keep coming at you. So that's what sets me different. It's my pressure and my pace.
Forward momentum.
It is, man. And anybody who's seen your last few fights, like that's 100% honest truth, man. You are fucking full steam ahead. And like we said, you should be carrying a 3-0 record into this fight, you know, looking to go 4-0. Unfortunately, fucking doctor stoppages and bad stoppages happen all the time, unfortunately. And especially, and I don't know if it has to do with the youth of the sport as well. Like, we've seen a lot in the last 2 years in bare knuckle. In particular, they don't really know what they're calling.
I call, guys.
That's all right. It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay. Shit happens. That's what happens. Fuck it. We're doing it live.
That's right. We're doing it live. Like Bill O'Reilly said, fuck it. Let's do it live.
Right.
Nah, like I said, I think that your stoppage, as well as like the Melvin Gillard stoppage and like the Scott O'Shaughnessy victory over Gillard, like a lot of these things, sometimes they don't even really know what the hell they're calling. You know what I mean? Because it's such a new sport. And like your cut, they, 2 years down the road from now, they could see that same cut and be like, you know what? Throw some Vaseline in that shit. It's not going to get any worse than it already is. And he can see fine. So let him fucking go.
There's a show. Yeah, there was a fight not too long ago. I can't remember the guy's name. Country boy that fought like 205. It was like the last fights or something. He got the same spot. And they let him keep going, and he ended up winning the fight. He was losing originally. The Noah Cutter fight, that kid, the Jordan Nash kid,
my God, that shit was.
That one was bad. I get that one being stopped.
Yeah, his eyelid was like falling off.
But there was another fight that same night. Guy got the same cut. They let him keep going. I was pissed.
Yeah, what one was it? He's the Noah Cutter one.
Wasn't the guy who fought Josh Sykes, right? That wasn't 205, but
cowboy hat. He's like 205 or something. Big old boy.
It was earlier in the night, I think.
Yeah. But you know what I'm talking about? I got the same cut.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's unfortunate that it becomes a blemish on your record, but it's also like one of those, John Jones has a loss on his record because he elbowed Matt Hamill with a 12-6 elbow, but everyone in the world knows John Jones was going to win that fight. Yeah.
That's what it is, man. Yeah, I'll just carry that L around for a while.
Yeah, so your plans for 2022, say you go out there and you dispose of Boss Hogg, what are your plans? I mean, obviously it depends on in case you don't get any injuries, you don't break you don't do anything to your hands.
I break your damn hand again, right?
Yeah, Say you come out of this thing healthy, ready to go. Like, what's the plans? What's the Juggernaut's plans for 2022?
I'll fight the following week. I don't give a shit. My goal is I'm chasing belts. If you're not in there to chase for a belt, then what the hell are you in there for? I'm giving this one good run before I call it quits. I'm not getting any younger. So I'm aiming for the belts. So either one belt, all the belts, whatever. That's my goal. Of course, I know I got to fight a couple of contenders before I get there, but that's my goal. Is just to run over whoever they put in front of me.
There you go. That's fucking, and we can't wait to see you fight.
I'm trying to shock some people because, I walked in there and I'm just, dopey, pudgy little white dude that just hops in there and he just fights and can take a punch. It's time to show out. So that's what I'm going to be doing.
So how many fights do you have left on your contract with BKFC now? Or are you going like one by one?
After this one, I got one left. So I have 2 fights left.
There's a lot of people, this whole, I'm not trying to like pull you into saying you're going to go somewhere or anything like that, but we were talking about it earlier that Isaac Doolittle actually just left from your division and he's gone to BYB. And he's fighting for the title over there actually.
But
he is. Yep. Against Joey Angelo. And then Josh Burns left and is going to fight for the super heavyweight title now. So I feel like opportunities are opening up for the bare knuckle world as the community is growing, which is a beautiful sign. It's not a diss to BKFC. It's just a sign that that the sport is growing here.
Yeah. Can I interject here? Because there's a lot of shit talk in the world of bare knuckle between organizations. People that back this organization shit talk the other one. People that back, I don't really hear anybody shit really, but for everybody who is a BYB supporter, and I'm a supporter of all promotions, so I'm not fucking saying one's better than the other, but a lot of people on the internet drag BKFC through the mud and they shit on them, talk about how BYB is better than them in every fucking way. Why is it that they are offering BYB belts to every fucking bare knuckle fighter that comes from BKFC over to the BYB? Explain that one to me. If your organization is so much better,
well, you got to think why people trash the UFC who jumped to Bellator and all that kind of shit. But you notice like Bellator is using UFC fighters to promote their main events and stuff like that. So if they're if they're so garbage, then why are y'all headlining our shows now? And
exactly.
I really think it's because BKFC has been around longer and they're bigger at the moment, and so they're trying to throw shade at BKFC, or people are throwing shade at BKFC because there's something new that could possibly be better. And I'm not saying it is or isn't. I'm just saying like it's the way people are trying to downgrade one to make look like another one's a better opportunity.
When in reality, it's good for the whole sport. The sport is growing.
Right. The sport is growing. The organization should almost be, not saying working together, because everybody always wants to be the number one dog, but
like,
you know what I mean?
See, like every now and then the two shows join together and have like their top best fight each other or something like that here and there. To me, that'd be cool.
With the Police Gazette belt, that is what should be happening. Right. Yeah.
Like Zion's fighting that guy that's coming over from BYB, right?
Show me.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, and I my personal opinion, though, I'm a big fan of Zion. I think Zion's going to shock people and run him over.
See, that's
okay.
There's a lot of mixed opinions on this because Jomi is 6-0 and he's coming over.
Yeah, but I mean,
he's vacating the title over there and coming over, and there's a lot of questions about this. I love this, and it adds to the sport, like we just said.
Yep.
This adds to the sport. Now you got a former champion from another division coming over, another organization coming over, fighting a 22-year-old killer over here in BKFC.
Zion's got a lot to prove. Also, he's motivated after that Warren loss, and so I think he's gonna come out and just be destructive that next fight.
Yep. Yeah. He's a guy. He's clearly we know he has power.
Mm-hmm.
He's always shot out of a cannon, so you can't be you can't slack. because he's going to be there, just like you.
Picture
in the
that kid
face.
about 27, 28. He's got all these fights under his belt at this point, the experience, how his style is going to change, and he still has the youth and athleticism to add to it, man. He's going to be dangerous.
What about Ryan Jones comes out of this Boss Hog fight, pretty much unscathed, looking great, feeling great. Zion beats Jomi, and we get a Zion Juggernaut fight,
All right, there's two guys. I mean, Zion, he knows I love him. If Zion would fight me, I would fight him, same thing. But as a fan of the division, you want me to tell you who I think is the perfect little matchup for him because their styles are similar? Dyer, the way he fought Warren versus Zion, how they both just full speed ahead.
Yeah.
I think that'd be interesting. I mean, I would love to be in that mix as well. Put like a triple threat in there or something like that.
Don't mention a triangle.
No, I ain't mentioning a dumb triangle. I don't want to get sued or something like that.
Yeah, you don't want to get sued, man. No, it's awesome, man. I mean, we're really, really excited about this card in Jackson. The card around you guys, it's such a stout card from top to bottom. Really big name. And like guys like the guy who we just had on right before you, Jeremiah Riggs, that guy has been around for a very long time. He's done a lot of things. And like, I don't think people recognize who exactly he was on the card. Like people are like,
yes,
Jeremiah Riggs versus Eric Thompson. Okay.
yeah.
Like, you know who that dude fought in Bellator and Strikeforce, and he was in the Ultimate Fighter, and he
was
fought
on Daisy of Love. God damn it,
Daisy of Love, and
which was an offshoot of Rock of Love.
Brett Michaels.
Brett Michaels.
It's like if he goes out there and gets a win, that's just another big name that the BKFC can push. So it's like they really put a really nice card around you guys together.
Oh yeah,
and really looking forward to it, man. We wish we could make it down there, but of course, me and Mike got things going on.
But it is.
Just move your fight to Knucklemania. Come on, I mean,
Right.
What's another month? You just wait for us.
The word was I was supposed to go down to 175 and fight Francisco Richie, but Richie dodged a bullet on that one.
What happened? Actually, I haven't seen him around lately. I don't know what the hell's going on there. Because he was supposed to fight the night that Hunt for Lombard.
I was the original. I was supposed to be like the original dude for that. I wasn't cleared. My hand was still broke from the Kane fight. And so they started digging for other opponents for him. And so I was like, all right. So since he didn't get the fight, my ass is going to be ready. And that's one of the reasons why I started busting my ass so I can get down to 175. And then that fight fell through. He went chicken shit on me, I guess.
What
Man, he disappeared. Mike, did you see the episode of the Bare Knuckle podcast? You know, BKFC's like in-house podcast with Brian Sosha and Rob. They talked to Mike.
What's that?
Mike Perry wanted a piece of him.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's what he was just about. Yeah, Mike Perry was saying he's a snake and he owns a garage and he burned them for a bunch of money. We're like,
what the hell is this?
What the hell?
I think everybody was like, what? Like, what the fuck's going on here?
They know each other, and he legit wanted to fight him. So I mean,
he was Mike was like, he owes me $2,000, and I'm gonna get it back from him if I gotta beat his ass in the ring and take it out of his paycheck. I'll do it. I'm like, wow, we didn't see that coming.
And I would have been hyping the hell out of that if Mike Perry had a problem with me and was calling me out.
Yeah,
what that would do for you, just fighting him or then I'd have been like, hell yeah, screw you, dude.
But Francisco Ricci never even addressed it.
I would have been like, I don't owe you shit, and your piece of crap car couldn't go nowhere. I don't know. I'd just been running my mouth. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's wild. Not a peep, man. That's crazy.
No, not a way.
Well, you know what, dude? Before we let you go, we're gonna do a speed round with you, as we always do. We're gonna throw your sponsors at the bottom before we get sponsors out there. Make sure everybody's following him, Ryan the Juggernaut Jones, on Instagram and Facebook. Follow this guy's journey. There's your sponsors. Let's do a speed round with the Juggernaut himself. Number one, other than the original, what is your favorite new Oreo?
Yeesh.
Some good ones.
There's a lot of them out there.
There's a cookie dough now.
Was it cookie dough? That's what it was. Yeah. Yeah, that was good. I love all Oreos though, man. But well, except them like what was it, carrot or some garbage? I wouldn't.
Yeah,
try
there's
it.
a carrot cake one. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even try that. I don't because I
No.
like. Cake.
There's also like a red velvet cake, and
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I'm into mint. The mint is my. Oh man.
Now
I love
that I couldn't touch mint. My family would buy mint chocolate chip ice cream on.
Oh,
purpose.
it's the best.
No, I couldn't do that. No.
Oh my god, it's not like mint, like gum. It's delicious.
Mint and chocolate do not go together.
Oh,
wow.
even my kids eat it. They love it so much. Like I love it. I've always had it, so my kids love it.
Oh, you know what? Hey, Pokemon Oreos.
Yes.
Those. I don't know. Are they? I think they're just regular Oreos.
I don't think they're any different. They
just have the design. My kids went fucking nuts over those.
Like they came out.
Oh, he says I like the cake with the red velvet Oreo is fucking puke. DJ Tony. Yeah, I wouldn't even touch the red velvet, whatever that is.
There's so many different ones. There's lemon.
It's like coffee flavored and stuff.
Coffee.
S'mores.
The golden Oreos dipped in milk for like 7 seconds, dude. Heaven.
Yeah, they're great. They are great.
7 seconds. I'm gonna take you up on that shit. I'll be like 1,
7 seconds.
Almost soggy, and then you pull out and it just melts. And like,
just before it fucking collapses into the fucking bottom, the pit of the damn milk, and you're like, no.
That's fucking hilarious. 7 seconds and only 7 seconds.
Yeah.
Number two.
Number two.
You don't want to go too long because then it falls into the bottom of the cup.
Yeah, you don't want that shit.
So,
you don't want it down there.
Number two. Go ahead, Mike.
Okay, number two is kind of a shitty question now because you just answered it about 3 minutes ago. Jomi versus Zion at Knucklemania 2. Who do you have winning and how?
Zion's going to out, and I honestly think first or second round.
First or second round knockout by Zion Tomlinson over Jomi at Knucklemania 2 per the Juggernaut.
I'm willing to bet on it. That's how confident I am in him.
I can't even wait for that one, man. That's going to be fucking awesome. Number three, what is something that everyone should try at least once before their cake is baked?
And that means dead.
Before you're dead.
I changed that.
Okay. I was like, what is going with cake is baked? All right. What's something everybody should try at least once?
I mean, get into a fight, man. Like, you don't know what you're made of until you've really been in a fight. You really ain't living until you fought either. I was going to say something else, but, my family's watching, so I'm just going to say.
You know what's funny is you say that, and I think everybody should. Everybody should get punched in the face at least once in their life.
It really does.
And everybody should punch somebody in the face at least once in their life. And do you ever watch Cobra Kai?
Yeah, I love Cobra Kai, dude.
So the first season of Cobra Kai, Johnny's like walking through the thing, and he and the kid flinched, and he goes, "Did you just flinch?"
Yep.
And then he like walks to another kid, and the kid flinches. He goes, "Holy shit, we got a room full of flinchers." He goes, "How many people in this room have been punched in the face?" And only like 2 hands go up. He goes, "We're about to unflinch this room."
And not only that, but it'll build your confidence up when you realize that you can.
And when he said that, and he goes, Miss Robinson, line them up and unflinch this group. And she's just punching them. She's punching one by one in the face. I thought that was the best thing ever because honestly, like you just said, everybody should. I really feel like everyone should get in a scrap at least once in their life for sure.
My daughter, man, she's always been hesitant to.
You unflinched her?
She's been hesitant to punch me in the head. Like she's got her own set of gloves and she hits the bag and all that. And so when I'll get down and I'll play spar with her and stuff, she'll come in there and she'll punch, but she'll hit me like in the arms and the body. And I'm like, hit me in the head. And she'll like barely want to do it. I'm like, no, hit me in the head. I messed up one time. And I was like, all right, you're being a chicken. And I turned away and I wasn't paying no attention. She came out downtown, wow, right outside of my head. Ain't scared since.
That's outstanding, man. She got the feel. See, my older son, I didn't think he had it in him. Like I got, everybody's got the one sweet kid and the one crazy kid, right? So my older son is like the sweetest, nicest kid ever. And I'm like, I don't like, he does martial arts and he does it for the art. And like, he really doesn't want to fight anybody. And he's nice to everyone. Dude, he was mouthing off on his mom one night here. And I grab him and I bring him up to his room and I pushed him onto the bed. And I'm like, you stay in here. Don't you ever talk to your mother like that again.
Yeah.
He up kicked me with a fucking heel right in the bottom of the chin, dude. I'm talking boom, like
You heard
almost
ringing in your ears?
Oh, dude, he clacked my teeth together.
Oof.
I was like, it was a bad scene for a second there, but I walked out of the room and I was like a little proud. I was like, man,
Like he did that. He did
You
that.
went.
like he's got it.
I love that kid.
I was like, man, he's got a spark in him, man. Like,
I'm so proud.
I'm like, man, he almost knocked his fucking dad out with an up kick.
You want to go back in there and talk a little bit of shit, see what he does next.
Yeah, it was an eye opener for me. I was like, wow, okay, he's got a little spark in him. That's good. I love it.
Hey, Kyle, yeah, we both have those kids, right? I've got the sweet kid and the nice kid, but they're both crazy as I mean, the sweet kid and the crazy and the nutty kid, but they're both crazy as fuck. Like Brooklyn is the sweet one and Bristol is the devil and reincarnate. But they're both fucking crazy, man. The sweet one still tries to beat the shit out of me on a daily basis. So I don't know. I had to put her in a room today when I got home because I was trying to talk to my mom and she kept fucking punching me. And I was like, you cannot just punch me out of the blue. You know what she likes to do? I will be just laying down, just like watching TV on the recliner. And she will just come over because that's our job, right? We're dads. We wrestle and we get all funny and shit. But she wants to be in that mode even when you're not paying attention. So I'll just be laying on the couch and all of a sudden she just comes running up and just jumps like on my head. And my head was like, I was like, yo, like you could have broke my fucking neck just now. I was not even paying attention. You just jumped 55 pounds on my neck, on my head. Like I was like loose and everything. Like my head probably would have come off.
My
the shape I'm in.
Man, my daughter's name is Brooklyn, dude, and she's vicious. I told her, I said, don't you ever be a bully. I said, don't you ever be a bully, but you stand up for yourself. So I think she took that and has ran with it, but she bullies me, so I'm starting to worry.
I remember. That's right. We both have daughters named Brooklyn, and your birthday is my
your
youngest daughter, Bristol's birthday, May 29th, right?
That's correct. That's right. Yeah.
Boom. Weird. Yeah.
Weird life you guys live.
Weird.
All right,
Number 4. Is this me?
Ahead, yeah.
Okay. You have been putting on a lot of muscle lately. What is your favorite of the 3 main meathead lifts? The deadlift, the bench press, or the squat?
The deadlift, man. I love deadlift. In fact, I just started not too long ago, like last year during the quarantine. I was deadlifting pretty regularly. And so if I'm going for strength, I like deadlift.
Are you picking a lot of weight off the floor?
It's not a lot to a lot of people, but to me it was, for someone who don't power lift, my best during COVID was like 535.
Ooh, that's good. That's good. Anything over 5. I mean, you go over 495. That's the way I look at it. 5 plates is 495, right? 495. So if you go more than 5 plates, you're picking some weight up off.
It's about how much gas is.
And I got a few videos of it because like it was weird. I did like 515, and I was still learning, so I locked my legs out too early, so it's all back on one of them. So you see me kind of bobbing to get up, and then like the next week I go 20 pounds heavier and I pulled it up easy because my form was perfect. So
yeah, dude, deadlift. I mean, form is everything.
It really is. It's your whole body pulling that
right.
up.
And the second your chest goes over your knees, you're fucked. You know what I mean? It's like I did a lot of deadlifting my time too. So I love that. I love that lift for sure.
Squatting scares the hell out of me if I ain't got a spotter. If I ain't got a spotter, it scares the shit out of me.
And when you get certain guys spotting you, it scares you even more.
Yeah, it really does. And I don't really
poke that booty out.
You play that game. What's that?
I said I won't go heavy on squats. That's probably why I got chicken legs, but I won't go heavy on squats.
Nah.
Look at John Jones,
bro, and he can still kick your ass. So I mean, what can you say, right?
There you go.
Right.
Your brother John.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, last question for you, man.
If only I had genetics.
Yeah, Ryan Jones, the ladies' man himself. What is your best pickup line?
Shit, if I knew, it would probably work, but I ain't had one work for me yet. I mean, I'm single.
Let's see. You get the napkin, and you're like, Does it smell like chloroform? Just
So,
kidding.
come
My
here,
name's
come here.
Ryan. How are you?
You're at my house. You're already
Damn.
committed now, so here you are.
Yeah.
Shit, man. I talked to this. I kind of regret saying it now. The girl knew me. She's known me for a long time, and she was at the gym, and the gym's full of mirrors, right? And she's working out with a buddy we knew, and as she's working out, I saw her like looking at her butt in the mirror, right? I worked at the gym, and I don't know what the hell I was thinking, but I blurted it out the second I walked by, and I knew this girl. I walked by, and I said, "You ain't got to stare at your ass. You're staring at it enough for the both of us." And I kept walking, and I didn't think nothing of it. I just said it, and then I looked back, and her mouth was just like, "Did he really just say that?" And then we ended up dating like a month later. So, but yeah, that was probably
Damn.
yeah.
Dude, that's outstanding, man.
Yeah.
You don't have to look at
I-
your
I-
own. You don't have to look at your ass. I'm looking at it enough for two of us. That's great. I love it, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Ryan Jones, a big fight January 29th. Go ahead, shout some people out. Your sponsors are at the bottom there. Everybody follow them on social media and then give us a prediction for the fight.
Well, man, follow, go check out Traffic Chiropractic in Monroe. He'll get you straight. Robbie Davis Motorsports, man. If you need a reliable vehicle, that's the place to go. Fighter's Friend, they just picked me up. Brandon Lambert, man, way to go. And the Mississippi Man, they're gonna be getting me all crisp and clean looking for the fights. And as far as any other shout outs, thank y'all guys for having me. I always enjoy y'all show. All my friends and family are supporting me. Vince, he's always in my corner. And just y'all tune in because I'm predicting a knockout no later than the second round.
There it is.
Awesome.
Man, that Fighter's Friend guy, that guy Brandon
Yep.
Lambert, he's
everywhere.
sponsoring everybody and everything now.
He's
man.
everywhere, man. Something about that guy. I don't know what it is. He pops up everywhere.
Yeah, he
He
is. He really does. All
All
right,
right.
man. Well, thank you very much for coming on tonight. As always, we had a blast talking to you, and we will catch up down the road for sure. Best of luck to you on the 29th.
All right, guys. I'll take care.
All right, take it easy.
Take it easy, man.
Bye, Ryan. All right, man. That's another fucking dude. We have great conversations with these guys. I'm telling you,
I know, it's
I
fun.
have a blast every single time. We had 4 great guests tonight. Thank you very much to Scott O'Shaughnessy, Al Marro, Jeremiah Riggs, and Ryan Jones. 4 gentlemen, 4 great guys, and they all got fights coming up. Make sure you guys are tuning into all of them. Tomorrow night, we will be in Schenectady, New York for the weigh-ins for the 50th Cage Wars event.
I just can't hide it.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Yeah, you're like Jesse Spano right now with a bottle of
That's
No
right.
Nose, my man.
I'm so excited. I'm so scared.
No, but tomorrow night is the weigh-ins. This is
Caffeine,
the lineup for Friday night. Cage Wars 50, headlined by Corey Norman. You also got Corey Butts and Brett Pastor fighting for a title there. You got Al Marro fighting for a heavyweight title. And then you got a shitload of other fights, man. It's a night full of action. And make sure you stay tuned to our social media because Ben Fields will be paying up his side of the fucking bet, which is fantastic and will be the highlight of January 2022. And
yeah. For sure, we are going to go live at some point when Ben gets in that drag. And Susan Walker.
Susan Walker. Yes. We promise you big things. Hey, before we go, we do have a show next Wednesday.
There's a donation by Susan.
Yeah. So, hey, next Wednesday, I'll just break this right now to everybody. I don't know if anybody really pays attention to what happened at Invicta FC last week, but a former BKFC champion got a victory there, moved to, I believe, 5-2, and she's making waves in the 125-pound division in MMA.
Yep.
Helen Peralta will be on the show next Wednesday, 9 p.m.
Yes.
We will be talking to the hottest commodity in the 125-pound division in Invicta FC right now, Helen Peralta, former 125-pound champ. Can't wait to talk to her next Wednesday. But make sure you guys are staying tuned in to our social medias the next couple days because we will be up at Cage Wars. We are excited. And with that said, what do you say, Mike?
I say help Mike Purcell. Donate money if you can. That man is hurting. He needs our help. He's a good guy. Help him.
That's right.
And I also say peace.
Peace.